Show, presented by Jenny Craig Weight Loss Centres, 12 noon weekdays on 7.
There's Gary Ayres, the Victorian captain, about to toss the coin. He's reportedly a little bit upset that he wasn't in the Victorian #1 side, and for a man who's won the medal for best on ground in 2 grand finals, perhaps that was a bit of a shock, but a chance for Gary Ayres to really put in today for Victoria and captain the side to a victory.
Magnificent play for Hawthorn, this man on screen, and I think he would have been a little bit disappointed because he certainly wasn't outclassed when he played over in Perth. And that man on screen there, Scott Wade, well, he's dominated football over here in Hobart.
And Michael Roberts down there with the captains for the toss of the coin.
It's the toss. It's tails. Tasmania have won the toss and they're going to right of screen. So the Victorians are going left of screen, the Tasmanians going right of screen.
And there's the Tasmanians loosening up there. Scott Wade, who was captain coach of his team down here and had a bit of a time at Hawthorn. Craig Hoyer, who's a last-minute inclusion, also was at Hawthorn for a while, although he's a West Australian, the big blonde ruckman. So there's a lot of VFL influence in this Tasmanian team.
Yes, it certainly is, Drew. And Ian Payton, of course, out of the side with a back injury. They've lost a little bit in their rucking department, and I think that's where the Victorians will hold sway with Paul Salmon, Greg Deere. I don't think the Tasmanians will have the type of players or the players with the height who can counter these type of players, especially Salmon on the forward line today should have a field day with his marking.
Well, the Tasmanians certainly a much smaller side, as you were saying, Bernie, but they've got some fair bit amount of skill. Matthew Armstrong will be wearing number 17 today. Well, he's had a great couple of seasons with Fitzroy and a very skillful player. Young Colin Alexander has done well with Collingwood, and Simon Atkins from Footscray will be wearing number 18. There's Armstrong. And those players are pretty talented. And also you've got a guy like Steve McPherson in the back line, John McCarthy, plenty of VFL experience, and a couple of the local boys apparently to watch. Shane Fell, the full forward, a very strongly built man. There's John McCarthy on screen. Michael Martin on interchange. Also with him, you can see Scotty McIver. Pretty good players to be on interchange, Bernie.
Yes, and Jimmy Wynd also going to the interchange bench.
As well as Doug Hawkins. There's Kelvin Moore, state selector, with Don Hanley from the VFL trying to work out team placements and who's picking up who, and while they're trying to work it out, so are we. And interesting, there's Danny Frawley down there on Fell, and he'll have a tough job against Danny Frawley.
How'd you like to be going out to meet Danny Frawley, Bernie?
Oh, he's a top fullback, there's no doubt about that, and he could play in the #1 side without any difficulty, Danny Frawley.
Young Stephen Byers, number 2 in the ruck for Victoria. Just an 18-year-old who's been drafted for Tasmania. He's been drafted to Hawthorn. And look at the height difference down there, Paul Salmon. So Byers is up against Greg Deere for the opening bounce. And neither ruckman could get it out, but Gary Ayres charges through the pack, flips the ball out, and Victoria straight away into attack. Dwyer gets the hand pass out. Barwick back there for Tasmania. Hooks it up towards centre wing. It's pretty wide, close to out of bounds. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. And Scott McGuinness will take the free kick for Victoria in between half-back flank and centre wing.
The boundary line here at North Hobart, very, very close to the fence. And the players will have to watch that as the kick comes right down to half-forward. It's shuffled out beautifully. Taken away for Tasmania by Stephen Francisca, free kick. Francisca almost on centre wing. Towards half forward. It's a loose ball. Gary Hocking trying to jump in on top of it. Phoebe was there. Now it's Craig Lambert with a hurried
kick. He's having a great season for Geelong, and that tackle of his set up the play for the Victorian side and taking it up on the forward line with Big Salmon going for the mark, and of course under a lot of attention from the Tasmanian defenders. It gives the smaller running players a chance there to feed off Salmon, which they did.
Umpires in charge today, Dennis Rich from the VFL and Gary Dawson from Tasmania. The ball up in the centre. And Deer wins this down. It comes back to Deer, but the free kick's going to Tasmania, and the crowd pretty happy with that. And it's quickly taken out of the centre. Playing up towards half forward. This is Bradley playing now, and the ball goes out of bounds at half forward. So we'll have a throw in, and Tasmania into attack for the first time. There's the Tasmanian bench. Craig Hoyer on the left. Oh, it's beautifully won by Deer. Wade. Take a free here, playing there with him. Off the ground by McGuinness. With desperation being shown. And the ball goes out. No, it hasn't gone out yet. Actually, the crowd is so close to this ground that the heads of the people are blocking the boundary line from us, and I thought it had gone out, but we're still in the field of play.
Well, it's almost on centre wing where this bounce will take place as the umpire stops players Byers and Deer doing a little bit of pushing and shoving. Deer gets it down. A quick kick is by Simon Atkins up towards half forward. A one-on-one contest. Good, strong play. Trying to crash his way through was Darren Williams. Bradley Plain was in after and Hocking. Beautiful play. This is taken away for Victoria by Shane Kerrison towards half forward. It's a loose one. Out wide, charging after is Greg Healy. Shuffles it back to Darren Mullane. Mullane from half forward is slung as he kicks it towards half forward. Now, is that a mark? This is Steve McPherson, and the umpire said it wasn't. It'll be a throw-in about 45 metres out from the Victorian goal. That was Byers over the top. Hurry kick for Victoria was by Stuart Lowe back towards the pocket. Players pouncing on top of it, shuffling it away for Tasmania was Michael Maple, who plays with the North Hobart club here, and it'll be another throw-in at the 40-metre line.
Yes, the line's marked out on North Hobart, 40 metres, not 50. Flipped over his head by Kerrison. That'll be a free kick. Goes to Maple, who jogs back to take his free. Greg Healy standing the mark. He's been in outstanding form in the last couple of weeks, the Melbourne captain. Maple switches direction across the ground to McPherson. It was just over the head of Salmon. McPherson gets the hand pass away, and Tasmania running it out of defence. Barwick from half-back flank. Already to half-forward. Chance for the climb, and a good mark to McCarthy. Now he's 50, maybe 55 metres from goal, John McCarthy.
Yes, and a player who could be a superstar in VFL football, John McCarthy. A very exciting player.
If anything, the breeze is just drifting across him right to left. Virtually nothing in it. Not without a chance to kick this. Good-looking drop punt. It hasn't quite got the distance. And off the hands it goes from Greg Deer and through for Tasmania's first score, a behind.
Well, McCarthy will be a player to watch today because he really is an exciting player. A high flyer, sometimes goes for probably too many high marks. This is Hannah. Lovely kick towards the centre of the ground. It's fisted away. Oh, good play. Charging his way through for Tasmania was Ben Buckley. Hooks it down towards the pocket over the head of Danny Frawley and out of bounds deep in that forward pocket for Tasmania. Look at the crowd. Tremendous crowd. They love their football here in Tasmania, and they've come out in support of this match. Greg Deer tapping it down in front of goal for Tasmania as it's shuffled out right in front. Bradley Plain. He's got it. Caught. Quick kick back towards full forward. Didn't travel the required distance. Take it away for Victoria was Darren Williams across the face of goal. Mullane is in after it. Oh, some strong work going on in front of the Tasmanian goal. A quick kick, but it's a free kick for a push out at centre half forward, and they're going in very hard, Bernie.
Yes, they're keen, there's no doubt about that.
This is Adrian Fletcher, the little Geelong rover, and a very promising young player, finding it hard to break into that strong Geelong side in Melbourne. Now he'll kick from about 35 metres, directly in front. Adrian Fletcher kicks, and it might be through. Yes.
You're looking sharp, you're looking good. You've come so far, and we know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done.
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip for the best a man can get.
The best a man can get.
So Tasmania have hit the front by that point. Good tackle there by Deer. And the free kick is going to Greg Deer. was also a little bit disappointed to be left out of the Victorian #1 squad to play Western Australia earlier in the year. Stuart Lowe marks, outside half forward. Too far out to score. Looks for the leading Salmon. He's got front position. Shanahan punches away. Well, Maple's hand pass went backwards. Comes to Lambert, slung off his kick, and the ball goes through for a behind to Craig Lambert.
Well, Stephen Golding was about to kick it in. Now he hands it over to Phoebe. The Melbourne player, short pass, has found Alistair Lynch. So a bit of VFL experience in this Tassie side, some good shepherding too. Allowed Lynch to bring it up towards centre. And there's Hannah. Now, the umpire didn't think that was a free kick. It's off the hands. Fletcher in after it. He's dispossessed. There's players pouncing in on top of it, almost on centre wing, and umpire Dennis Rich will come in and bounce it. 1-1 apiece. Good start by Tassie. There's Roland Crosby, the Devonport coach here in Tasmania and coach of the Tasmanian side. It was Byers getting it down. Players in after it. Scott Wade's there, #3 for Tasmania, and umpire Dennis Rich will come and bounce it again.
Gee, you can see the desperation of Wade, 29-year-old, and played in the VFL with Hawthorn between 81 and 83. Tasmania really want this. They've won just 1 in history. They'd love to make it 2 today. Buckley caught in possession. No whistle on that. Through goes Wade again. The crumbs come out to Kerrison. The kick inside 40. Healy back to Ayres. Ayres playing in the centre. Goes for goal offline. Salmon there, but he's marked it. Yes, in the field of play. He kicks back in a hurry. And a chance for Dwyer to kick for goal for Victoria. I thought that might have gone through for a behind, but the goal umpire had a good look at it. And Mick Dwyer, St Kilda player, kicking for goal from about 20 to 25 metres, that's all. To put Victoria back in front. I think by the roars you can tell he's missed it. And Victoria lead by a point.
Well, they'll be pretty vocal here and pretty partisan towards their home state. That's Steve McPherson bringing out wide, and he found Maple. Oh, bad kick. Straight into the... Oh, that was very bad play, as it's been marked there by Buckley after that quick kick came down from Ruse, I should say Greg Healy, the Melbourne captain, from 35 metres, directly in front, kicks, it's floating away, and just, I think, to the wrong side. And Healy looking pretty dangerous down in their forward pocket. 1-3 Victoria, Tasmania 1-1. As the kick from McPherson again out wide to Matthew Armstrong, and he marks at half-back flank.
And you can expect a big influence on this game from Armstrong. Terrific kick winner, but he hasn't been in it yet. Comes off hands to White. His hand pass to Hannah just as he was slipping down, and Victoria a chance to lose it here. Close to the boundary line, the umpire comes in, will call it up. Well, a game of good desperation, good pressure at the moment, and a 2-point lead to Victoria. And 16 and a half minutes remaining in the first quarter. Byers and Deere. Well, Deere got to that one. Gets it down to McGuinness, out to Ayres. Up to half forward. Oh, McPherson, a great pick-up. Gets the hand pass, but too high for Phoebe. Healy was pushed in the back. And it's taken away from Golding. Beautiful. Back. Armstrong to centre wing. McCarthy streaming down the ground from half forward.
He really is talented, McCarthy. Fly over there. Hannah over the back. Will take it away with a long hand pass. Out wide to his teammate Darren Mullane. Mullane's gone short. He's found Hocking. This is Gary Hocking, the Geelong star. Towards half forward, it's thumped down to the ground. Oh, well done by Byers. Across to Fletcher. Fletcher a quick kick towards his teammate in Atkins. Atkins gone short to the pocket. Here's a chance. Tasmania. Oh, an easy shot at goal there by Colin Alexander, and he's missed.
Yes, well, that's a disappointing result there for Tasmania, because they did well. They're working hard to get the ball out of the Victorian forward line and bringing it down there. Found plenty of space.
Frawley kicks in. Any amount of Victorians at that right half-back flank, and Hannah takes the mark. Willem Hannah, only Carlton player in the lineup. Up towards half forward. Oh, centre wing, and that's a good mark to Lowe. wrap the huge hands around that one. Stuart Lowe looks for movement at half forward. Salmon streams up the ground once more. Crashes through the pack. Can't come out with the ball, though. Barwick goes to ground. And there's a Tasmanian player down on the ground just behind this action. And he was there. I think it's Stephen Phoebe. And he was in that pack when Salmon crashed through. And let's hope this is not too serious, because Melbourne officials and selectors would be looking pretty grim-faced at this. But anyway, Phoebe's pretty quickly up onto his feet. Big pack around this ball up. Byers beats Lowe. Comes underfoot. Hocking in there. Kerrison. Not a long kick. McPherson's been good in defence for Tasmania.
Steve McPherson has gone wide. Oh, Phoebe a little bit proppy. Oh, he might have a touch of concussion, I think. The way he moved. Oh, he's definitely got a touch of concussion.
He shook the head there, Pete, when he got
straight off the ground, I'd say. Atkins is marked at centre wing. I think the trainers will be straight out to Phoebe, as he doesn't look too good. Simon Atkins towards the pocket. Crawley doing the wrestling. Oh, Darren Williams over the back, heads for the boundary line. That could have been construed as deliberate, and he's a cop one in the nose. Darren Williams, trainer out at the back talking to Steve Phoebe. At half forward for Tasmania, a bit of a push out there in that ruck duel. Dennis Rich on the scene, and the kick down there will go to Greg Deere, who's doing well in the ruck.
Kick by Deere, up short of the button, takes an excellent mark. Gets it off to Golding. Golding puts it wide. Atkins. And the Footscray player has it just over 50 metres out from goal. Leans back on this, drops a bit short. In the pocket, Minton Connell was there, couldn't quite take the mark, and the ball goes out of play in the forward pocket. Gavin Krasiska doing the defensive work there. Deere wins in ruck. Comes down, the hand pass is slotted out, and away go Victoria through Hannah. Up to centre wing, all Tasmania, and Buckley doing well. Phoebe has come off the ground for Tasmania. He certainly looks a bit groggy, and he's been replaced by Michael Winter. Now Tasmania up towards half forward. Byers is there, can't take the mark, but he applies the tackle to Deere. Crumbs come to McGuinness. Pops over the hand pass to Lambert. And Victoria going through the centre corridor. Up to full forward, Salmon. Good spoil by Shanahan. Comes to Wade. Wobbly old kick, but Goulding's got it.
Golding is doing very, very well. Number 14 for Tasmania now. Is that a penalty? I don't think so. He had a stint in Western Australia, this man. He's playing very, very well. Golding, the half forward, Hannah in front. Loses it. Bradley playing a quick kick. Is offline and in fact out of bounds, but they're very competitive at the moment. Bernie Quinlan 1-3, Victoria to Tasmania 1-2.
I think the Victorian side will have realised by now that they're not over here for a holiday, because this is a very competitive Tasmanian side.
Greg Deere, the big fist over the top for Tasmania was by Simon Minton Connell, and he punched it through for a behind. So scores are dead level, 1-3 apiece. We saw Steve Phoebe, there he is. What's the report down there, Michael Roberts?
Stephen, yeah, definitely got a hard knock in a pack, and he's suffering from concussion, and they're taking him off for precaution.
Now here's Danny Frawley's kick, up to centre wing. Lowe is there, gets nudged out of it. Armstrong pulled off his hand pass. Somehow gets a boot to ball. Mullane intercepts. Krasiska breaks a tackle off the left boot, up to centre half forward. All Tasmania here. Well, just as well they've got McPherson back there, although this time he fumbles. Kerrison comes at him. The two redheads. Kerrison soccers forward, gains about 10 metres, and the ball goes out just outside the 40-metre line. 1 goal, 3 apiece. A low-scoring affair, plenty of pressure. 11 minutes left to quarter time.
Talk about gaining. Kerrison gained a number of metres then on Steve McPherson in that race for the ball, just showing how quick he is. As it's half forward for Victoria. Kerrison was copped high, and a very high tackle on Shane Kerrison, and he'll take the kick from approximately 40 metres. Scott Wade cribbing on the mark there, and I wonder if the umpire will bring him back, because that was a few metres back from where he is. Yes, the umpire right under that. Well done, Dennis Rich. As we see Shane Kerrison going for goal from 40 metres for Victoria's second goal of the game. Kerrison. Beautiful looking drop punt straight through the middle.
He was a quiet man who came to the city for a few days on the wild side. Nightclubs and girls were all part of the scene he visited, but his trip into the underworld cost him his life. He was dropped headfirst from a window. 2 young girls attacked on the street. Could it be the same man who dumped them? We reenact their crimes. You could help identify the criminals. 23 shows to air, 22 crims off the street. Watch Australia's Most Wanted tonight on 7.
Craig Hoyer on the ground for Tasmania, immediately having an effect, and they rip it out of the centre. Wade did well there, getting the hand pass from Golding, and Tasmania still going forward. Alexander's soccer, intercepted by Hannah. Threads out a hand pass to Ayres, and Hannah gets it back. Floats one over the top, could be a bit dangerous. White had to wait for it, lost it in the tackle. Ayres goes very wide for Hannah for the 3rd time, and the ball's knocked out of bounds on centre wing. So Tasmania's defence standing up well. This policeman really getting bowled over by Greg Deere. I wouldn't tangle with him if I were you, sir.
Almost doing the modern waltz, the two of them. There's Hoyer. Lambert, held when he didn't have it. And Craig Lambert against Stephen Golding on that occasion on centre wing. Lambert, a Richmond star, onto the left and brings it down in front of goal. Salmon up in front, good mark. And he's certainly within, or is it low? In fact, it's low. Stuart Lowe from 45 metres. Certainly look very alike, those two in Victorian Guernseys. Stuart Lowe, not noted for his kicking, won't quite make the distance. Salmon is there, right in front of the Victorian goal. Kerrison has missed, but looking pretty good as a rover, Bernie.
Yeah, very competitive player, Shane Kerrison.
Well, a 7-point lead now to the Victorians, but they're really finding it hard to shrug off the plucky Tasmanians. As the skipper kicks in, Wade, was not a bad kick for a rover. He's kicked that about 65 metres, and Barwick takes them up and bowled over.
Yes, against Gary Hocking, unnecessary.
And they're playing 50 metres, not as in the Victorian South Australian game, Drew.
Oh, I thought they were only playing 15 today, but that was a 50. Barwick up to half forward. Almost a chance there for Fell. He comes up with the ball, goes for goal. It's close. And rushed through for a behind.
Well, he's got a big reputation in Hobart, Shane Fell, playing at full forward, and they said he'll be very, very competitive, and he'll have to be playing down there on Frawley.
See, Stephen Phoebe's back on, so he can't be too seriously hurt, which is good.
Milan Hannah is a beautiful kick of a football towards half-back. Mullane is the fly. That could be a free kick going Victoria's way, and it will go to Scott McGuinness, I feel.
The umpire's saying it's Mullane's.
No, Mullane back to McGuinness. At half-back, no, it is, you're right, Drew.
Yeah, he's pushing the back with Mullane free.
I thought Mullane was coming over the top of the pack, but that must have been pushed out. Darren Mullane from half-back flank. Stuart Lowe, the big flyer with the big hands. Gary Hocking in after it. It's a free kick going the way. I think Stephen Newport will take this on centre wing. A fine season for Melbourne, Newport, as a tagger and getting plenty of possessions himself. Brings it to full forward. Salmon does the wrestling. It's at half forward for Victoria, and it's a free kick going Tasmania's way. Now Scott Wade is calling for it. He's at that 40-metre line, so it's at the half-back line for Tasmania. Wade wanted to hand pass, but now elects to kick to the centre of the ground. Pushing the back should have been paid to Tasmania. Darren Williams in after it, ducked the head a little bit, but was caught high. It's his free kick in the centre of the ground.
Yes, poor tackle by McCarthy. Williams kick, steers it to half forward. Play on, says the umpire. Wade getting a million kicks up towards half forward. Minton Connell there for Tasmania. Francisco to White. And White's kick is just a defensive, hurried effort and goes out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Victorian bench warming up. Doug Hawkins there. Hoyer and Deere. Hoyer at ground level got a second chance at it, but it comes to Lambert, fires out the hand pass to Hannah. Ayres had to wait for it. Oh, did it beautifully, Gary Ayres, and Hannah kept going past, centering pass. Salmon leads. He's got it this time. Paul Salmon about 46 metres out. Short passes, nest of Victorians there. Might come unstuck. Ruse with the heavy bandage. thrown out by Healy, and the umpire saw that as Dwyer kicked the goal, but it won't count. The throw against Healy and the free kick to go to Doug Barwick of Tasmania.
Barwick with those thighs heavily strapped, which is becoming the norm for a number of footballers. Towards Plain went for it one-handed. That was bad play because that's allowed Gary Hocking to come away with the ball. Hocking towards the pocket. Lowe was there. Also Ruse. Ruse back towards Kerrison and Lowe. As players pounce in on top of it. 40 metres out from the Victorian goal. And it'll be a bounce. Alistair Lynch taking himself up from the ground. Paul Salmon also. A goal the difference. Victoria lead, but they've been hard pressed for that lead. It's tapped down. Hocking in after it again. Kicked off the ground. This is Paul Ruse. Bringing the ball back. Oh, slipping over was Mullane. He's got good presence of mind, though. Oh, Lambert ducking and weaving. Gets away from his opponents and brings it to half foot again where Hocking is the flyer. He's taken the mark. He's in everything at the moment, Gary Hocking. He's about 60 metres out from goal. He'll set this up. No, he goes for the short one. Who's there? It's all Tasmania, and the mark has been taken by Phoebe.
Good to see Phoebe back on his feet. Straight up the centre he goes. Oh, what a leap and a sensational mark by Fletcher. Well, he's played just one senior game with the Cats. We haven't seen much of him in the VFL scene. That was great. And a mark to McCarthy, who lost his boot in his attempt to go for that one. John McCarthy just over 50 metres out, and he'll be putting the boot back on before kicking for goal.
Yes, he's a top player, McCarthy, whether he plays centre-half forward or centre-half back. He's one of those players that takes the sensational marks. A courageous mark there taken by McCarthy. Also, Stephen Newport going back with the flight of the ball showed a lot of courage.
So a chance here for McCarthy to level the scores with under 5 minutes to go to quarter time. What a mark that was by young Adrian Fletcher back near centre wing. McCarthy broke his jaw playing for Tasmania in the Bicentennial Carnival in Adelaide last year, but made a pretty quick return to the North Melbourne team. Missed only about 4 games. Leans back on a torpedo punt. It's gone into orbit, but offline for a behind.
That was a monstrous kick, wasn't it, from McCarthy? It's travelled a good 65 to 70 metres. He really got onto that one.
Well, great to see, too. You see plenty of drop punt kicking, but see a long, booming torpedo punt. It's great. Doug Wade, if he was watching, would love to see that, as the ball out towards Greg Deere is a greatly improved player. Had a fine season. He's gone wide to Mullane, up to Ruse. Ruse has the ball punched away. It's halfway between half forward and centre wing for Victoria. Gary Ayres playing in the centre on screen. Here's Craig Hoyer. Oh, cleverly tapped it down, but Kerrison is there. Gives it across to his Collingwood teammate Mullane. Mullane to half forward. McPherson at the back. Oh, the big arms. No mark, in fact. Gary Hocking brought the ground. Now, how will the umpire see that? He sees that it's holding the ball. Great tackle by Alistair Lynch.
He's usually a forward for Fitzroy, but played a few games on the back line this year.
Well, he went for the hand pass, so I think they've mixed up these NFL rules. They've given him a 50-metre penalty, but allowed him to hand pass from a free kick. Now Golding up to half forward. A good wide lead by Minton Connell, and he's taken the mark. The Carlton reserves full forward who leads the VFL reserves goal kicking, but not kicking like that. And that has gone 20 metres out of bounds on the full.
Yes, that's an atrocious kick. And really, Tasmania have let themselves down on a couple of occasions. They've worked hard to get the ball on that forward line. And one shot for goal from about 15 metres out they missed, and another wasted opportunity there from Minton Connell.
Newport takes the free kick, short of centre wing. Big pack flies. Plain threads a pass through. Barwick on the 40-metre line. Hand passes to no one. Prasiska first there, but pulled off it and will take the free kick.
Umpire sensibly not paying the advantage then, because really wasn't to the team's advantage. It's a free kick to Gavin Prasiska at half-back. Oh, lovely looking kick too towards the half-forward line. McCarthy's in after it. Good play. Terrific skill by McCarthy. Over the top he goes to Atkins. Atkins a hurry kick to the pocket, but there's a loose man. Yes, it's a mark. Oh, yes, the umpire's actually paid the mark. And it's Colin Alexander at the 30-metre mark having a deliberate shot for goal.
Yeah, let's have a look at that mark again. And the umpire pretty quick with the whistle. Desperation there shown by Danny Frawley.
Another chance for Tasmania to hit the lead by a point. Oh, Alexander's laid back and pulled that across his body and lucky to score a behind.
He took a divot.
Well, that's 2 points to Alexander, and they haven't been hard shots.
Frawley kicks in. 60 metres at least. Mullane underneath it. Hannah takes the mark at the back. And finds Newport at centre wing. Some holes opening up now. Newport to centre half forward. Phoebe's back there. And Melbourne teammate to teammate. But opposition today. Phoebe marks. The hand pass out. And it's cleared by Maple. And a fine mark taken by Deere. He finds Ayres. Ayres goes to Greg Healy. Nobody in front of him at half forward. He spears the pass low. Hocking, he's got it at the second grab. Just outside 40 metres. 4 points the difference, but Tasmania have been wasteful. 1 goal, 6 in the first quarter. Gary Hocking. Should kick this on a still day. And has.
Here we see a yoga teacher demonstrating how to achieve total relaxation. And here we see Arthur Bailey demonstrating how he achieves total relaxation with the help of his new feet seat. Yes, the feet seat certainly makes the most comfortable chair even more comfortable, transporting you to a state of total relaxation in a matter of seconds. The feet seat. Total relaxation for around $20.
Victoria lead by 10 points as we see Sean White going out wide to Krasiska. Krasiska trying to use his body. He should have been grabbed then instead of bumped. As the hand pass comes over the top to Newport. Newport to half forward. Ruse, too tall and too good on that occasion. He's 50 metres out from goal. The short one is on. He's found his man. And this is the St Kilda centre half forward, Stuart Lowe. One of the best marks in VFL football. Huge hands, and sometimes his kicking lets him down, so it'll be interesting to see this one. He's not far out. He is only 35 metres out as he has his shot for goal. There's the kick. He floats it across and in fact has missed. So Victoria not kicking all that well either. They're on 3-5. Tasmania 1-6, but it's been a very good contest in this first quarter. Steve McPherson playing pretty well in that back pocket. Brings it straight up the centre of the ground. Ruse was the flyer. Mullane sets it up to half forward to Healy. Healy was tackled high. A very, very poor tackle that by Ben Buckley. It'll be a free kick to Healy about 60 metres out from goal.
It was a bit unfortunate there, Buckley, because Healy did go to ground when he saw the tackle coming. Here it is again, went low, and well, Buckley probably didn't have much chance.
Healy pokes the short one to Ayres. Did he mark it before the siren? The umpire says no. And Gary Ayres, the skipper, was within kicking distance, about 42 metres from goal. So it's quarter time. Victoria 3-5, Tasmania 1-6. 3-5 to 1-6. The goal scorers, Kerrison, Hocking and Healy for Victoria. And the sole goal scorer for Tasmania has been Adrian Fletcher.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1989 Premiership season.
Now a look at up-and-coming events on the Australian Television Network.
9:30 on Friday night, North Melbourne takes on St Kilda in a do-or-die struggle, with the loser dropping out of the finals race. 6 o'clock Saturday, Essendon takes on Carlton and Geelong battles for Troy on Saturday night replay. Then on Sunday, 7 Sport presents the always entertaining NBL All-Stars game from the Glasshouse. Then at 2, it's the Brisbane Bears versus Melbourne from Carrara, followed at 5 o'clock by a replay of the big clash between Footscray and Collingwood at the Western Oval.
And it's a beautiful scene here at North Hobart Oval. Big crowd, and the Tasmanian coach having a word to his players. Well, they certainly weren't disgraced in that first quarter, Benny.
No, I think the Victorians would have been surprised by the Tasmanian team's tenacity. They really went at it hard. And had it not been for a couple of poor shots at goal there, especially from Colin Alexander, who had 2 shots from, well, one from about 15 metres out, the second one from about 25 metres out, Tasmania would have been a lot closer. They go into the quarter-time break, only 11 points down, and doing well out of the back line, running the ball well out of the back line, especially Jamie Shanahan doing well on Paul Salmon. Shanahan, a former Fitzroy player, had a go there a couple of years ago, broke his collarbone and came home to Tasmania. There's David Parkin, the Victorian coach, and he was a little bit agitated at quarter time, talking to Calvin Moore.
Well, Michael Roberts had a snoop on the coaches. What do you hear, Michael?
Yes, well, David Parkin, known for his vocal addresses, outlined the fact it was a small ground, so keep the forward line open. They must go direct and reward the runner. Roland Crosby in the Tassie camp said, get in first, make the most of every attack, and man up.
Well, the Victorians lead by 11 points. Interesting to see if the Tasmanians keep up that pressure of the first quarter. It's shuffled out wide. This is Fletcher for Tasmania. The quick kick towards half forward. Oh, big fly was by Minton Connell. Here's a chance for Tasmania. It's a quick kick at goals. It's through Alexander.
Yes, well, Alexander finally on the board after a couple of tries in that first quarter. And they're very spirited, this Tasmanian side, having a real go at it. Winning the ball out of the centre. Their on-ball players doing particularly well. And there's a shot at goal from Alexander. Probably the hardest one he's had out of the three. He's kicked now 1 goal, 2. But Tasmania really having a go.
Back in the centre, and Deere wins the tap, but doesn't find a rover. Oh, flash of heads there. Whew, that was pretty solid between Newport and Buckley. And they've come up all right, which is good to see. Be a bit of a shake of the head still going on. Deere and the youngster Byers. Deere wins this. Phoebe has it knocked out of his arms. Alexander gets the hand pass back to McPherson, who puts it wide to Buckley, who's recovered from that knock. Up to the wing. Kerrison with courage. Play on, says the umpire. Comes down to the front to Tasmania. High plane. Drops what he should have taken. Deere's back there covering a lot of ground. At this stage, the Victorians might be happy to see it out. But they keep it in through Lambert. Lambert close to the boundary line. Too long for Lowe. Overrun by Hocking, and the ball goes out of play.
Amazing amount of hard work Greg Deere does round the ground. And there's Sean White on interchange. 2-6 to 3-5. A very, very competitive game, this. It's shoved over the top. This is Lambert. Ayres looking for someone to give it to Lambert, to Healy, who put it to ground then was held. Could have been holding the man then, as we see Ben Buckley with a quick kick. Oh, Plain, a brilliant mark. Taps it on. Great play by Bradley Plain as he comes round half forward. This is a brilliant individual effort. 3 bounces from 50 metres, centres the ball. What great play by Plain. He's found Atkins.
It's absolutely brilliant, and the crowd really applauding that great play there from Plain. Tremendous individual performance there, stealing the ball from Greg Deere, having 3 or 4 bounces and then delivering the ball well to Atkins.
Well, Simon Atkins, the Footscray youngster, will kick from about 30 metres. Slight angle, he kicks. It's a goal.
From the spellbinding international bestseller comes an electrifying motion picture. 3 bodies found in a Moscow park. A Soviet policeman set to find the killer. Is it the KGB, the ruthless American, the hunted girl, the New York cop? It's a $10 million international conspiracy, and he's the bait to unmask a traitor. A love story, a murder mystery of breathtaking excitement. Toyota presents William Hurt, Lee Marvin in Gorky Park, Monday on 7.
Tasmania have kicked the first 2 goals of the second quarter to hit the front by a point. And Byers wins in the middle, but it comes to Ayres. Long kick from a standing start. Salmon hasn't been in the play as yet. Shanahan gets back there. Goes for the boundary line. Whoops, he might have kicked out of bounds on the full. He has, and has given away a free kick. Salmon very quickly goes back to say it's his ball, and it's to be the full forward to kick for goal. Well, they're pretty narrow pockets here, and he's hard up against the fence. Man on the mark is only about 25 metres from goal. Salmon's approach is pretty good. It's close. Just offline. Scores level.
He's not showing the same form as he did a couple of years ago, Paul Salmon, before he had that knee reconstruction. Seems to be getting to the fall of the ball too soon and is waiting under it where the fullback has a chance to punch it away from him.
Phoebe right out towards the centre of the ground. The mark has been taken by Lambert. He's playing well. He's gone short to Ruse. Roos well, they didn't gain much there. I thought Victoria troubled Tasmania in the air. There's Stewart. Low, kicked out, and a big mark over the back. Alistair Lynch, he actually kicked him out with the boot. If he hadn't have taken the mark, it might have been a free against him. He's gone wide. For Steve McPherson, Tasmania playing excellent football in this quarter. McPherson long, right down towards half-forward, plain, and had, oh, McCarthy, what a mark!
Yes, and Michael Martin's come off the interchange bench now playing on McCarthy.
McCarthy short now. Is that a free kick? No. Well done by Darren Mullane not to give away the free kick then. It's at half-forward. This is Fletcher. Oh, here's a chance. It's back to Atkins. And Simon Atkins has marked 40 metres out. Tasmania playing very, very well.
Well, that'll be an interesting one. Martin and McCarthy, they're North Melbourne teammates. Michael Martin might find out what opponents go through every week.
I wonder if he'll be as rough on him as he is on his normal opponents. Here's Atkins, off the side of the boot. Now, will it go out of bounds or will it be a mark? Now, that might be out of bounds on the full. It is. The boundary umpire signal.
Free kick.
David Parkin must be a little bit worried at the moment. Ted Whitten with his hands to his head as the kick comes back to the half-back line.
Plain's in there. Oh, there he goes. Plain, brilliant football. Not for the first time this quarter. In he goes to Byers, the lanky ruckman. On to Barwick, inside 40. His left footer covers no distance, but it bounces, and it's a goal.
First time, first love, what feeling is this? Electricity flows like the very first kiss, like a break in the clouds and the first ray of sun. Can't top it, can't stop it. Feeling this real must be Coca-Cola. Can't beat it, you can't beat the feeling.
Tasmania, they lead by 6 points. Atkins in after it in the centre of the ground. Scott Wade also a quick kick out of the pack. McCarthy going in after it against Newport. Some strong tackling. Buckley was in there. McCarthy again. Buckley. A quick kick towards half-forward. It'll be a mark to Tasmania. Taken by Colin Alexander. He's off. The kick is smothered. Back after it again. The little Collingwood rover. Alexander caught. Good tackle. Newport. Over to Lambert playing well. Craig Lambert towards half-forward. They need someone to take a mark. Victoria. In they go after it. That was Maple. Back it comes to Lambert. Lambert's gone wide to Ayres. Ayres quite happy to see that ball go over the line, so they're under a little bit of pressure at the moment. The Vicks. Millen Hanna has just been replaced by Jimmy Wine, and David Parkin, a worried man.
Byers against Lowe. Hawthorn will be interested to see how Byers goes here today. And the ball goes out of play. Well, Alexander mucked that up for Tasmania on the half-forward flank a minute or so ago. Tried to beat the paddock, having taken a good mark. Lowe, number 31. Byers, number 2. 18 years of age is Byers. Kicked hurriedly forward, and a defensive mark taken by Golding, who is built like a brick. Through half-back he goes. Steers it up the centre of the ground, but the kick had too much carry, and the mark taken by Krasiska. Told to play on by the umpire. Salmon gets clear, but the kick had too much carry for him. Comes to the back. Phoebe. Out of the back pocket for Tasmania. Byers is there with Lowe. And it comes to the back. Chance here for Fletcher. He's caught. Pushed in the back, though. Carried forward in the tackle. And Adrian Fletcher has the free kick on centre wing.
Well, Paul Salmon's got to do a little bit more down at full forward, I think. As we see Fletcher towards the half-forward line. Newport dragged off it. Greg Deere in after it, and Bernie, the Tasmanians, tackling hard.
Yes, Newport got rid of that ball very quickly there, and it could have even been a free kick to Tasmania because he threw it down to the ground as soon as he grabbed it.
It's on centre wing. Byers, the quick kick for Victoria was by Jim Wine to Healy, to Krasiska. Krasiska to full forward. There's Salmon. Tapping it away. Here's a chance for Victoria. Mick Dwyer is caught, threw it away, and the umpire said exactly that. So
their tackling, Peter, has been magnificent, hasn't it? They've just put so much pressure on this Victorian side.
Alistair Lynch, all dangerous, but he's found Golding. Golding further afield, and he to Scott Wade, and a lovely kick to the centre of the ground.
And Martin outmarks McCarthy. This quarter, Tasmania have kicked 3 straight goals to Victoria's 1 behind, and Tasmania lead by a goal. Martin from the centre of the ground. Goes for distance and gets a lot of height as well. Look at that go. All Tasmania back there, but they can't take the mark. Maple clears out of defence. Switches direction. Oh, and an excellent mark taken by Fletcher. Gets the hand pass away to Phoebe. Phoebe up to centre wing, too high for Byers. Deere is there. Byers coming to apply the tackle. Newport goes wide to Ayres. Ayres has time to steady, but just got it away in time before he beat Buckley's tackle. Lynch, no mark. Hocking charges through the pack. Goes back 25 metres. Too far. Krasiska and Victoria playing under pressure at the moment and not looking like the great big white V, and Krasiska's kick out of bounds on the full.
Yes, and that's come from the pressure there being applied by Tasmania again, and they haven't let the Victorians alone for 1 minute. They've kept at them all, well, right from the start. They're tackling, they're chasing, the pressure has been magnificent.
Stephen Phoebe to centre wing. McCarthy again as the fly. Must have been touched. Coming away with the ball is his opponent, Michael Martin. The two North Melbourne boys playing on each other. Up towards Salmon again. Now, it could be a mark this time. It is. Paul Salmon, 35 metres out from goal and a pretty acute angle. Now, Paul Salmon today has yet to score a goal. And the Vics need one. They trail by 6 points. And the crowd's starting to hoot. Not surprisingly. Paul Salmon, normally a pretty straight kick. Kicks from the 40-metre mark. Kicks a goal. The crowd is silent. It could be through. It is.
Remember Fred McMurray, an absent-minded professor? He made an amazing discovery.
Found these papers up in the attic.
Now, a new bumbling, eccentric science teacher makes a rediscovery.
Line. Rubber. Flubber.
This is one secret that can't stay secret for long.
Together, we can be rich beyond our wildest dreams.
Okay, now. 6:30 tonight.
Party's over.
Who is that? It's Harry Anderson.
What is this?
The Absent-Minded Professor. Another magical world of Disney premiere on 7.
Scores level midway through the second quarter. Byers wins in the middle, comes to Buckley. His left footer up to half forward. Alexander fires out the hand pass. McCarthy gets onto it. His right footer drops short. Frawley's back there. And the ball has gone through for a behind, so Tasmania lead again. Well, he is an exciting player, John McCarthy. Not sure where you'd play him in defence or attack, but hasn't he got a brilliant leap? Kerrison kicks in, finds Williams. His kick short of centre wing. Dwyer didn't complete the mark and took the ball out of play, and it'll be a boundary throw-in.
Well, I think it'd be a good time to bring on Dougie Hawkins, I think, at this time, Bernie.
There's a bit of experience, I think, Peter, might
A bit of
help.
experience, a bit of skill around that centre bounce area. Deere was held then by Byers. Now, the umpire didn't see it that way. Atkins over the top to Barwick. Quick kick by Barwick is right up to the centre of the ground. A race for the ball. Krasiska was one of the players. He might end up with it too. Good play by Krasiska to Newport. Newport wide. He's found Mullane. Some good shepherding too by Gary Hocking. Up towards half forward. Oh, they're all over the top of the Victorian player. It will have to come back. Now, is it Lowe or is it Salmon? It's Paul Salmon. Against Shanahan, right over his neck, and there's the Footscray champ. Doug Hawkins probably dying to get on the ground, Bernie.
Might be a bit warm for Doug today, do you think? Let's have a look at that infringement with Shanahan all over Paul Salmon.
Salmon, and I said a moment ago he had to lift his game a little bit. He has. He's kicked the goal, going for his second. Paul Salmon, normally pretty accurate. Not on this occasion. He's gone a little bit wide, and it's fisted. He's got a big leap, that Alistair Lynch, Bernie.
Yes, he could be a good player eventually. He's shown a lot of promise. Very big spring.
Well, Tasmania lead by one behind. It's deep in the forward pocket for Victoria.
Salmon doing the ruck work. Hooks it over the back, but it's intercepted by McPherson. He gets it to Atkins. Atkins to the centre of the ground. Fletcher in front. Buckley bursts onto it. Minton Connell. High hand pass. Tapped out all to the advantage of Tasmania. Barwick picks up. Beats one. Gets away from the tackle of Newport. Puts it wide. Chance here for Phoebe. Taking a while to gather. Half forward flank for Tasmania. And he's taken it out with Dwyer and will have a throw in. What? He's free-kicked him. Was it a kick out on the full or holding the ball?
He played deliberate.
Deliberate, I think, true.
Gee. But Dwyer takes the kick and Roos takes the mark at centre wing.
Paul Roos hasn't been dominant so far. Nice looking kick though. Salmon again. Oh, good mark coming in to help him is Gavin Krasiska. On he goes to Lambert. There's an open goal now. Which way will this bounce? The kick bounces in front of goal. Touched, I think. Oh, great effort by Lynch. Right on the line, Bernie.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Tremendous there from Lynch. And that was true desperation getting back there. Showed a lot of pace and just got there in time.
Scores are level. 4 goals, 7:31 apiece. Steve McPherson looking for the short one. And he has found Golding at half-back flank.
Golding around the outer side. Oh, Fletcher about 15 metres in the clear. Plays on quickly. Just beats the tackle of Krasiska. Oh, what a mark by Kerrison. He had height against him there, but took it against the odds. Thumped down by Roos. Scores level here at North Hobart. Roos to centre half forward. Salmon leads and marks on his chest.
He's leading much better in this second quarter, Paul Salmon.
Well, he's not going for goal. He puts it out wide. Thought the kick for goal was on there from about 45 metres. Low. Can only dribble it out and will have a boundary throw-in.
Felt it was a free kick for in the back. He's letting the umpire know, Stuart Lowe. Well, 4-7 apiece. They're keeping up the pressure. This is Golding, who's been a pretty good player. Onto the left foot. Brings it around the half-back line. Mullane went for the thump and missed it. Ayres. Oh, good play by Gary Ayres to hook it back to half forward. But nearly a mark. And the umpire has paid it. Umpire Dennis Rich to Steve McPherson. He's doing pretty well in that last line of defence. Stephen McPherson. He and his brother went to Footscray many years ago from Tasmania. Brother, of course, Rod, had a stint with the Brisbane Bears. There's Darren Williams hooking it out to Kerrison. Oh, here's danger. Bradley Plain should handball. He does. Barwick an open goal. Over the top to Fell. This will be a goal to Tasmania, as certainly it's through.
He could have stopped the fight. He could have saved his best friend's life. Now the only thing he can do is stand and fight. Dolph Lundgren is Drago, the most highly trained athlete in history. The Russian killing machine. Bridget Nielsen is the beauty behind this beast. And Sylvester Stallone is Rocky, facing his greatest challenge ever. Rocky IV, presented by Toyota, premieres tonight on 7.
Byers off the ground, replaced by Hoyer. And Hoyer's first knock in the first quarter was a clear win for him. This time, he tunnels it out. McPherson burrows his way through the pack, loses control of it. Hocking puts the hand pass wide to Mullane, who runs onto the ball and goes for goal from 50 metres. But a poor old kick. Chance, though. Salmon's there. Oh, still a chance. Wind overruns the ball. It's going to be a free kick to Tasmania.
Holding the man, Drew.
Advantage play. Goes to Shanahan. Kicks wide for centre wing. Should be a free kick to Barwick, and is. Doug Barwick just behind the wing. Tasmania up by 6 points and outplaying Victoria.
Well, they're playing with confidence too. Barwick goes across the centre of the ground. That's dangerous. Maple. It's over the shoulder, the umpire said. The umpire's doing an excellent job. This is Michael Maple. Plays for the North Hobart Football Club down here. Or North Launceston. I had North Hobart down, but here he is, Michael Maple, towards half forward. Oh, good play, Lynch, strength. And they're looking dangerous, Tasmania. Alistair Lynch to half forward. It's a mark. It's another Mark McCarthy. Oh, is he proving a headache for Victoria?
Yes, the kick wasn't meant for McCarthy. It was Fell who was leading. And McCarthy chipped in, and he is a very good player.
Well, they lead by a goal. This will, if he kicks accurately here, there'll be 2 goals in front and a bit of pressure on the Victorians. He'll 35 metres he'll kick from. Well, actually the 40-metre line. A lovely looking drop punt. It's a goal.
Yes, that's McCarthy's first. And a very dangerous player across that half-forward line, playing centre-half forward. Had White moved off him at quarter time. He was removed from the ground. Now Michael Martin playing on him. But Tasmania have really surprised this Victorian side. I think they may have gone into this match thinking it may have been a walkover again after yesterday's match against South Australia, but that hasn't proved to be the case.
A replacement for Tasmania, Maple off and Winter on the ground. Deere runs at it, but I think Hoyer might have beaten him there. McPherson playing a top game, gets it out of the centre. Here's McCarthy again on the turn, puts it wide to right half forward flank. Plain with Kerrison. Ball took a bit of a leg break. Williams gets one in the back and will take the free kick against Alexander. Tasmania leading by 2 goals, and we have just under 8.5 minutes remaining to half-time. Kick by Darren Williams up to centre wing. Look at the pack fly. Lambert at the front of the pack. Gets it away to Healy. Beautiful pass. Dwyer, centre of the ground. Mullane runs onto a good hand pass. Mullane steers the ball for Salmon. Shanahan climbs from the back. Oh, it's tapped over by Dwyer to Hocking, but his hand pass astray. Golding's back there for Tasmania. In the back pocket. Under pressure. Wild hand pass goes out of bounds. I think that's really what he wanted, what he meant, but he wasn't pinged for it.
I think I agree with it. Once he slipped, he had to head for the boundary line. Look at that scoreboard. 2 goals the difference. Tasmania in front, Stewart low, trying to tap it towards the pocket, hoping a rover will receive. Gary Hocking, oh, good play by Hocking. Beautifully done. Jim Wine to Salmon, it's a goal.
Monday on Hinch, live from Brisbane, the findings of the Fitzgerald Report as the most famous inquiry in Australian history reaches its conclusion. Hinch reporters will be in the locked courtroom for the handing down of the report. And Hinch will have a specialist team on hand to probe the findings and recommendations from this 18-month inquiry into police corruption and organised crime in Queensland. Whatever you do Monday night, don't miss Hinch, live from Brisbane, 7 o'clock only on 7.
Hoyer won the centre bounce. McCarthy helped it to half forward. McGuinness caught holding it. No whistle on that. Comes back to Barwick. Hoists it high. Comes to the back of the pack. Chance here for Tasmania. Williams over the ball. Shuffles out the hand pass to Krasiska. He's kicked back towards the centre of the ground. Newport tries to thump on it. Comes back to him. Healy. Lambert going past. From the centre circle. Up to centre half forward. Hocking from behind. McPherson gets it to the front. The Golding in a tower of strength. Rock of Gibraltar. Fletcher. Short pass to Atkins. And Tasmania going down the centre and doing it well, leading by a goal. Under 7 minutes left to half-time. Simon Atkins puts it wide. Fell.
There's Dougie Hawkins on for his first run, and Stephen Newport off the ground. But there's that lead from Fell. He's led very wide, but he'll only be having the shot from about 40 metres out.
Shane Fell, who has been the star goal kicker in Tasmania this year, from 40 metres, hooked that one badly. And he's going to be given a score. I don't know about that. Anyway, well, they gave him a behind, so we'd better agree.
And the Tasmanian supporters here, and there are plenty of them, very, very excited about this performance so far. Nice mark to Darren Mullane, who seems to be creating a lot of space for himself and playing pretty well to his teammate Krasiska. Courageous mark, Gavin Krasiska. Centre wing towards half forward. That could have been a free kick to Victoria. No, the mark has been taken by Golding, who's been very impressive. Now he can kick either foot. Beautiful pass on the right foot out to Steve McPherson. He runs around Hocking. A wobbly old kick to half forward. Punched away by Williams. Scott Wade in after it. The captain of Tasmania lies on top of it, and he is grabbed for holding the ball. The penalty kick going to Darren Williams. He's gone short. It was a bad pass. Straight in the hands of Adrian Fletcher, who has been outstanding. And fancy this man not getting a game with Geelong. That's how strong Geelong is. Courageous mark. He copped it hard too. Now, is that Matthew Armstrong?
Yes, it's Armstrong.
Doug Hawkins, that was the first thing Doug Hawkins had done, and he crunched into Armstrong.
Well, he had to grin and bear it.
Yes, well, I think Doug was committed and he had to go for it. There was nothing...
winded, I'd say, Bernie.
Nothing malicious in that.
He might have snapped his head back a bit.
Well, it's Matthew Armstrong. I think he wants to get rid of this quickly. Oh, look at the kick. A 65-metre torpedo. Can they take a mark? Here's Bradley playing on the left foot. Brings it back. Yes, it's a goal.
To play the game, you've got to be fast. To survive, you'd better be ready to fight. So don't tell yourself this is only a game. There are no rules. This is war. Rob Lowe has one burning ambition: to win. But it comes at a price. Fight back. Or put his dreams on ice. Patrick Swayze, the battle-scarred veteran who takes a kid and turns him into a hero. A movie about young love, young hopes, and winning. Youngblood, Wednesday on 7.
And there's a centre square infringement at the centre bounce, and the free kick going to Victoria to be taken by Greg Deere. Straight up the centre. Salmon's there. Oh, good mark. Gee, had some pressure on him that time. Well, he was disappointing in the first quarter, but has come right back in the second quarter. Has 2 goals already and will be kicking from right in front and 40 metres out for number 3. Won the Tassie medal and the E.J. Whitman medal in Perth last year, Paul Salmon. And the silence tells you it's a goal.
Yes, his kicking for a goal from about that distance is very good, although he didn't kick all that well previously in this quarter. But Paul Salmon, once he does get the ball from 35, 40 metres out, there he is taking that mark again in between the 2 Tasmanian players, having a shot from them just outside that 40-metre line. And that's 3 goals all in this quarter to Paul Salmon.
Tasmania lead by 7 points. Very hard man to stop Paul Salmon with that great height. That was Greg Deere getting it down the ground. Players in after it. It's a free kick going the way of Ben Buckley. He is right in the centre of the ground. The hand pass wide. Golding again to McCarthy. Beautiful use of the ball by Golding. He's been most impressive. McCarthy also. Now, he is about 55 metres out from goal. He's directing it long, and I think he's going to actually try and kick it short. Yes, he's done exactly that. He tried to disguise it. The short one punched away, comes to Wade, has grabbed when he didn't have it, and umpire Dennis Rich on the scene has said exactly that. Clever play by Scott Wade.
Yes, some good play by McCarthy there. Going, well, pretending to go long and then putting in the short one. But Scott Wade's been a good player, been at the bottom of a lot of the packs.
Well, he was a lovely kick normally, Wade. Well, he didn't have to kick one that far out. He could have run a lot further up. A chance over the back for Victoria to bring it away. A hand pass comes to Krasiska. Krasiska to the half-back line. The mark has been taken by Roos. Paul Roos. Fitzroy Star. They could do with a goal before half-time, the Vicks. Here's a chance. Mick Dwyer. Golding again in after. Geez, played well. Further afield to McPherson. McPherson wide. As the mark is dropped down there and it's taken by Mullane. The Tasmanian player was Philip Nicholson, who's on the ground. Krasiska has been a good player for Victoria, and he's taken this mark on centre wing.
2.5 minutes left to half-time. Lambert, the hand pass over the top to Wine. Further hand pass. Oh, trouble for you, Mick Dwyer. Healy bounces out of a tackle. Krasiska kept going right from half-back. Goes for goal. Close. Missed it.
So the Tasmanians have made a change. Alistair Lynch now playing at full-back on Paul Salmon, and Jamie Shanahan playing on Stuart Lowe at centre half-back.
Well, Victoria led by 11 points at quarter-time. Tasmania lead by 6 points at the moment. A quarter dominated by the Tasmanians. Short pass in by Wade. Lynch. Over centre wing. Deere at the front. Caught by Hoyer. The hand pass astray. Armstrong's been fairly quiet today, Matthew Armstrong. Paddled up the ground by Hawkins to Healy. Running onto this McGuinness. His left footer is good and long and straight to the goal square. Roos is there and Salmon. Well, they both crashed to ground and left it for Lynch. Lynch clears ball, but straight out of bounds. And it'll be a Victorian free kick from about 30 metres out. Craig Lambert. And he needs to thread this through to level the scores. Actually, he needs to go back into the crowd. Left footer across the face. Footer behind.
Well, Tasmania still lead by 5 points. And regardless of the outcome, it's been a top performance by Tasmania. And there's one of their stars, Steve McPherson. Oh, he's gone to half-back, but Roos, floating across the front, has taken a good, strong mark. Now, he's going to have a shot for goal, Paul Roos. He sets it up. Salmon's got 2 to beat. The big arms go up. Kicked off the ground for Victoria by Healy for a goal.
Yes, and that's where Salmon takes so much attention away from the other forwards. 2 players there with Salmon trying to spoil him, because he's a very dangerous player, and started to play much better in this second quarter with the 2 players flying And no one down in the goal square allowed Greg Healy to chip in and kick it off the ground for a goal.
So Victoria back in front by a point. In this quarter, Tasmania 6 goals to Victoria 4-4. Buckley can't get the hand pass away. Just over half a minute left. And this comes to Wine. Puts it very wide. Lowe chasing after this. He's first there. Caught in the tackle, goes to ground, but it was in the back. And the free kick against Shanahan. Advantage paid to Ruse. He goes long to the goal square. Over Salmon it goes, and the mark is taken by Lynch. Lynch dashes out of defence. Time left perhaps for Tasmania to get another goal before half-time. His pass is astray, and Krasiska takes the mark. He gallops off. Maybe time for Victoria to get one. 10 seconds left. Long kick by Krasiska, very wide. Ruse lopes after this one, and the ball goes out of play. So that'll be it for the first half. Well, what a thriller. Victoria lead by a point, 7 goals 9 to 7-8. And the Tasmanian fans who have packed this North Hobart ground, pretty happy with the way the home team has gone, boosted by the 12 VFL-based players. It's the first State of Origin match played in Tasmania against Victoria. Tasmania have only beaten Victoria once in history, and that's nearly 30 years ago, but they might be able to repeat it today if they can keep it up in the second half. Scores again, Victoria 7-9, Tasmania 7 goals 8.
So, what's important to you right now?
What do you mean?
Well, what do you like doing? Do you like going out? Do you like restaurants?
Well, yes.
Because the easiest thing I can do right now is to write you a check for the pool. But it's your money. You have to pay the bank back every month, not me. You're the ones who might have to cut back on the restaurants.
Look, Jen and I are both back at work now. And to tell you the truth, the swimming pool's not that important.
It's just that it'll give us more time with the kids.
And that's much more important than restaurants.
At State Bank Victoria, the easiest thing we can ever do is give you a personal loan. The hard part is making sure the loan is right for you.
I hope the pool works out.
State Bank Personal Loans.
Thanks.
We never forget. It's your money.
Here we see a yoga teacher demonstrating how to achieve total relaxation. And here we see Arthur Bailey demonstrating how he achieves total relaxation with the help of his new feet seat. Yes, the feet seat certainly makes the most comfortable chair even more comfortable, transporting you to a state of total relaxation in a matter of seconds. The feet seat. Total relaxation for around $20.
This is Anytown, and this is Jack, Anytown's handyman.
G'day.
Jack and his Nissan Navara have had a busy week. Monday, there was a brush with the law. Tuesday, a constructive engagement. Wednesday, a run on the stock market. Thursday and Friday positively flew by. This weekend, Jack's going fishing with the boys. And that's just another job his Navara has covered.
Because that's a hard-working truck.
That's Nissan know-how.
Hey, the new Aussie Post is on sale now. And this week we expose the French nightclub glamour girls who are really Aussies. The amazing double life of the footy idol who's into bikinis. Meet the TV star who stays alive on herbs. And Rock and Rod Stewart's dumped lover tells why she needs thousands of dollars a day to survive. We reveal how your family pet could be making you sick. Plus there are saucy gags from Maury Fields and a crossword bonus with 2 Mr. Wisdom's Whoppers. Aussie Post out now and now on sale every Thursday.
Good afternoon, Simone Simmons in the 7 Newsroom. A man has been arrested and charged after allegedly slashing the tyres of 40 cars in South Melbourne last night. And overseas, President Mikhail Gorbachev warns the Soviet people that growing ethnic unrest could lead to tragedy. These stories and all today's sport in our main bulletin tonight at 6.
Nobody knows Melbourne like 7.
So at half-time, Victoria leading by 1 point. In that quarter, Tasmania kicked 6 goals to 4 to narrow an 11-point gap to just 1 point. And they certainly had most of the play. And I think we're set for a tremendous second half here, and the Victorians really know they have the job ahead of them. Well, we've just got into July. The weather in Tasmania is absolutely perfect for a game of football. It doesn't feel like the depths of winter. Let's take you back for the month of June, the month just completed, and take you through the plays of the month for June.
So here we go. Look, I'm sorry, Simon, if you think it's all a bit boring, but some people have been eagerly awaiting the plays of June for a long time. The most hesitant person of June was this field umpire who just couldn't decide when to bounce, if indeed bounce, the ball. And what about this goal umpire who inadvertently awarded a goal to Carlton after the Eagles' David Hart clearly kicked the ball through? However, after discussions with Hart and the field umpire, he corrected his decision and awarded Carlton a behind. The best fresh air shot of June was executed by Tiger Trevor Poole, who just couldn't put boot to ball. To the second best mark of June, and Demon tough man Rod Grinter flies high over North Melbourne's Wayne Schwass. But the best mark of June was taken by Sydney's David Murphy at the SCG. And while Murphy was brilliant in the air, he was just as brilliant on the ground. Now, it's not exactly mud in your eye, but, Alan Izard, it's not far from it. But Mark Yates could still smile. Soccer became fashionable in June, as proved by Hawk Jamie Morrissey and the Bears' star goalkeeper, Matthew Campbell. The unluckiest player of the month was St Kilda veteran Trevor Barker, who copped a mouthful, courtesy of John Georgiadis. And on the subject of boot in mouth, Justin Madden just missed out. The shirt front of June was narrowly avoided by John Platten as he applied the brakes just in time and watched as two bears collided. To the goal of the month, and the brilliant Gary Ablett tries hard to mark. The ball hits the ground, however, and Ablett bustles his way through the pack, gathers the ball, steadies and shoots from inside 50 metres. As I said at the time, what more can you say? And finally, to the most bizarre incident of June. Watch Richmond President Neville Crowe dressed in the beige overcoat. Yes, they're a very close bunch at Tigerland. As I said before, what more can you say?
Yes, some great highlights there in the month of June for our plays of the month. Well, it's a one-point lead to Victoria here. It's right on here at North Hobart Oval. But more VFL action. We can take you down into the Tasmanian rooms there, and the players just gathering themselves there before Coach Roland Crosby has some more words to say to them before they come out for the second half. But we can take you back to VFL action, and let's go back to round 13 for Holden's Mark of the Year. These from round 13.
Contenders for Holden Jackaroo Mark of the Year, round 13, opens with Hawk Tony Hall in full flight.
Peter mentioned, what a great mark to Tony Hawk.
Teammate Dermot Brereton also spread his wings. The magic of Phil Cracker is a pleasure to watch. Not to be outdone, fellow forward John McCarthy took a screamer. Then followed it up with another.
Another great mark.
Centering kick.
Melbourne champion Gary Lyon looks cool in the crisis.
Gets past his opponent.
Cat Neville Bruns is a rejuvenated footballer this year.
Magnificent mark taken at full forward by Bruns. Carter.
While Mark Bairstow just knocks up getting the ball.
Fantastic mark taken there by Bairstow. Very composed.
Still in the same game, Swans' Wayne Henwood surprised the pack.
Taken for the Swans by Henwood.
But Geelong's Bill Brownless showed everyone by taking front spot.
Dwayne Russell on
under extreme pressure, Swans' David Murphy didn't falter.
Mark taken by Murphy. Good kick by
And with a little help, Tony Morwood tried to lift his side.
Tony Morwood.
And the winner for round 13 for the second time this year is North Melbourne's John McCarthy. And this mark will qualify him to be in the running for the Holden Jackaroo Mark of the Year. Holden Jackaroo gives you all the room, comfort and performance of an ordinary wagon, but with the added benefit of four-wheel drive.
And in a moment, we'll be taking a look at Holden's greatest 25 since 1965, and our player this week, appropriate since we're in Hobart. Back after this.
You're looking sharp, you're looking good, you've come so far. We know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. To let the best of
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip for the best a man can get.
Kmart Auto is taking dead aim on car care value. We've shot down the price on Wynn's Clean Green degreaser and cleaner, just $6. Get a handy hydraulic trolley jack in your sights, a low $56. Zero in on designer wheel covers. They're paintable and priced down to $30 a set. Motor Pro 4-speaker car stereos, an amazing $179.
Kmart Auto, it's your personal pit stop.
Why do I need it?
What, super?
I mean, what's the point?
I can remember thinking that.
It's all too hard.
Well, it won't get any easier, will it?
But what do I need it for?
We'll look after you if you don't.
Besides, I'm too young.
You're much better off.
You got super?
Better. AMP super.
Protect your future with personal superannuation. Call your AMP agent today.
Westgore FBI are having a snap winter sale. Stretch ski pants $49, floral shirts $30, wool knits only $35, zip high necks and prints $18, Angora beaded knits $35, FBI stonewash easy fits only $45, embroidered sweats $24 and stretch minis $30, Angora skivvies $30, matching skirts $20 and latest vests $30. Rush into Westgore FBI snap winter sale now. Oh yeah, rock on.
While Arthur expands his circle of close acquaintances, Terry lands a job in a ritzy restaurant. Could they at last be going straight? 9:30 Tuesday, only on 7.
Monday on Hinch, live from Brisbane, the findings of the Fitzgerald Report as the most famous inquiry in Australian history reaches its conclusion. Hinch reporters will be in the locked courtroom for the verdict, and Hinch will have a specialist team to probe the recommendations. Don't miss the Fitzgerald Inquiry Final Report on Hinch, 7 o'clock Monday.
Welcome back to North Hobart Oval. Victoria leading Tasmania by just 1 point here at half-time. Well, one of the features of our weekend telecast all season has been Holden's greatest 25 since 1965. This week, number 12.
Between now and early July, we'll be counting down Holden's greatest 25 players since 1965, starting with the 25th best player. After you've listed 15 footballers, the competition starts in earnest because it's your job to compile a list of the top 10 footballers since 1965. And if they correspond in order with our commentators' top 25, the first 3 correct entries drawn will win one of 6 vehicles in the Holden passenger range. By July the 9th, you should have our 15 players rated from 25 to 11. You then have until the 21st of July to come up with your top 10. Coupons for this exciting competition are available from your local Holden dealership. Hawthorn's wily full forward Peter Hudson is the newest member of Holden's greatest 25 since 1965 competition after he was voted number 12 by Seven's football commentators. Hudson was truly an enigma. He wasn't the greatest overhead mark and he certainly wasn't quick. Yet, he was one of the most dangerous forwards in VFL history. In fact, Hudson is in the record books as the most lethal spearhead of all time. In only 130 matches with the Hawks, he booted a staggering 727 goals, an average of well over 5 per game, the highest in league history. Hudson had 2 stints at Glenferrie Oval, from 1967 to 1974, before returning from Tasmania in 1977. In that time, he topped the Hawks goal-kicking 6 times. The only occasions he didn't finish in that customary position was when he was recovering from a shocking knee injury incurred in the opening match of the 72 season against Melbourne. At the time he hit the ground, writhing in agony, Hudson had booted 8 of his team's 9 goals and was well on the way to breaking his record of 16 goals he scored 3 years earlier, ironically against the Demons. Hudson sat on the sidelines until round 21 of the 73 season, when he returned in the same way he'd exited, in spectacular fashion. In his comeback match, Hudson kicked 8 goals against the Magpies. If anyone had any doubts about Hudson's ability, they were quickly dispelled when, after a 3-year absence from VFL competition, he returned to the fray in 1977 and promptly went about kicking 110 goals to become the league's leading goal kicker for the 4th time. While Hudson has few regrets about his brilliant career, the 1971 premiership did come at a small price. he failed to pass Bob Pratt's VFL goal-kicking record of 150 goals. Hudson had his chances, but inexplicably messed up both history-making opportunities.
He should kick it. Up he comes. He kicks. Taken by Crimmins. Crimmins gets a hurried kick forward. Taken by Matthews. Matthews a hand pass to Hudson. Hudson going for a run. He steadies. He kicks. Oh my God, he's missed it. Oh, look at him.
While Hudson is not remembered for his blistering pace, he does have fond memories of an incident which occurred at the Western Oval.
At Footscray one day, I chased a guy, Peter Welsh, and I chased him for what I thought was about 3 or 4 miles. We ran the whole length of almost of the Western Oval, and he was bouncing the ball, and on about the 8th bounce, and mind you, all during this I was losing ground on him. He was getting away from me. On about the 8th bounce, he bounced the ball, popped up over his shoulder and landed in my arms, much to the amazement of everybody in the ground, particularly me. But when I turned round and looked back, the goalposts looked like toothpicks, and I thought that I'd never get back there, so I just kicked it as hard as I could, and it resulted in a goal. Don Scott picked it up and kicked a goal.
Next week, the countdown continues in Holden's greatest 25 players since 1965 competition, and he'll be the last player we'll reveal before you put together your top 10, which must match in order the list compiled by our experts. The 3 winners of Holden's greatest 25 players since 1965 competition will be in the running to select one of the following cars from Holden's fantastic range. Commodore Executive, the luxury car you'll really love to drive. The all-new Holden Barina, and the top of its class, Bellina.
Peter Hudson, no doubt about him, one of the greatest things to come out of Tasmania since the apple. We'll be back at North Hobart after this.
Hey! That was it. Never thought you'd get rid of your old bus.
Yeah, well, it was all right till you had to carry something. But I'll tell you what, mate. With the guts under the bonnet doesn't go astray.
Eh? Oh, much of a muchness these days.
Don't you believe it?
Be with you in a sec.
Okay.
You must be doing all right, then.
If I charged like you, I'd be doing a lot better.
So, you happy with it?
What do you reckon?
When it comes to road holding, in any conditions, wet or dry, nothing equals new Dunlop Monza. And when we say road holding, we mean road holding. Stick with Dunlop, the world's best road holding tyres.
Tasmanians back on the ground at North Hobart. No sign of the Victorians as yet. There's a round of South Australian National Football League matches being played today after the state game in Melbourne yesterday. And scores from those matches in Adelaide today. Sturt and West Torrens. West Torrens 3-3, leading Sturt 1-3. Norwood and Central Districts, nothing in that. It kicked the difference. West Adelaide and Glenelg, higher score there. West Adelaide in front there by 8 points. And Woodville and South Adelaide, nothing in that. Woodville 5-2, South Adelaide 4-5. Michael Roberts on the boundary. Did you get into the rooms, Michael?
Yes, I got into both, Drew, and it was quite a unique thing just before the final, when the final siren rang. All the Tasmanian fellas got together with Crosby and walked off as one, outlining the fact that they've got still plenty of work to do in the second half. In the Tassie rooms, obviously very confident, very high-spirited, with Crosby saying, keep running, give me the options, and the taggers must concentrate on those Victorian top on-ball players. In the Victorian camp, you could have heard a pin drop. The heads were down. There was Witten, Graham Richmond and Parkin moving around the boys, trying to motivate them. And Parkin said, make space because the ground is small, double the workload and get in first.
Thank you, Michael. Still the Tasmanians wait for the Victorians. So what did you think about the first half? Can Tasmania, Bernie, keep this up?
Well, that is a big question, Drew, because they kept the pressure up very well in that first half, this Tasmanian side. Plenty of endeavour, enthusiasm. They went at the ball hard, and they won the ball where it was required to be won. That was around the packs. And they had good players finishing it off. I thought Barwick played well across the centre line. McCarthy at centre-half forward was an excellent player, taking a lot of marks. He had Sean White moved off him at quarter time, and Michael Martin was brought onto the ground to try and quieten him, but that didn't work. Also, the smaller players, Alexander, Golding, and I thought Lynch did a good job on the back line.
Well, the Victorians leading in the possession stakes, kicks and handballs. Quite a remarkable difference in handballs. But look at the marking, 48 to 38. And I suppose players like Lynch and McCarthy have been mainly responsible for that.
And Victoria have done well in the free kick department, 22 to 15. So they certainly can't blame the umpires. And Greg Deer's done pretty well in the hit-outs, 22 to 14. He's got two big men up against him. But overall, it's been a terrific performance by Tasmania. And just whether they can believe in themselves, Drew, in the second half and say, well, we're right in this, and not say to themselves, we've done our job, and it's been a good effort so far.
David Parkin still keeping the Victorians in. Let's take a look at some individual statistics. Gavin Krasiska on the half-back line for Victoria. Well, he had 11 kicks and a strong second quarter, 5 handballs for the half, and 5 marks as well. He certainly hasn't let Victoria down. His Collingwood, Adrian Fletcher, 11 kicks, and he had 7 in the second quarter as well. 2 hand passes, 6 marks for Adrian Fletcher, and you wonder why he's only had 1 game for Geelong. Greg Healy, the Melbourne captain, 8 kicks and 6 hand passes, and a couple of tackles too for Greg Healy. Now we go to Stephen Golding of Tasmania, who played a couple of years over in Western Australia with Claremont. An even first half, 6 and 6 kicks for a total of 12, 4 hand passes, 5 marks, and he has been magnificent for Tasmania. Well, Paul Salmon looked a bit quiet in the first quarter with just 2 kicks, but 6 kicks in the second quarter, and he took 6 marks for the half and kicked 3 goals all in the second quarter. And we talked about John McCarthy. This is his first half, 8 kicks, 1 hand pass, and 6 brilliant marks, laid on a couple of tackles as well, and has kicked 1 goal too. Well, this is a big long delay, and the Victorians just now starting to appear, and they've probably got David Parkin's and Ted Whitten's voices ringing in their ears as they come out, because they're clearly 5 minutes behind the Tasmanians.
How'd you like those two screaming and shouting at you? David Parkin and Ted Whitten, and I think they would have received a bit of a shock in that first half. Some of the Victorian players, I think a couple of the Collingwood boys have done well. Darren Mullane and Krasiska, Bernie, have done well.
Fancy you saying that, Peter.
And Shane Kerrison had to be moved down to the back line onto Bradley Plain, but haven't had many outstanding players, and really early there's Calvin Moore, one of the state selectors, Ron Barassi, one of the, well, there's 2 of the greatest names ever in football, Ron Barassi and Ted Whitten, and of course a Richmond stalwart, Graham Richmond, and I wouldn't like him shouting in my ear either, Drew.
They're a bit more grim-faced than yesterday, aren't they?
They are.
At half-time, they were very happy in the game against South Australia.
Graham Richmond's form might be to just get round to individuals.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd be petrified if he came anywhere near me. David Parkin, a bit of pressure on him, Bernie.
Well, I suppose so. Peter, was, I suppose, dumped from Fitzroy at the end of 87. 88, of course, sorry. But David Parkin, he's had plenty to say at half-time, and I think he would have had a bit stored up.
Well, you don't want to be remembered as a losing Victorian coach. Bob Davis has never been forgotten, Drew, for 1963, I think it was.
Well, you don't go down in history for winning, you go down in history for losing.
Well, I think they'll come good in the second half. I think Victoria still will win the game. Pride will get them through. There's Greg Deer, who's battled manfully, and he is one of the most improved players in VFL, and he really does a lot of chasing around the ground for such a big man.
Yes, he does. Paul Roos and Stuart Lowe went out of the game a little bit in that second quarter. Lowe started off well, but I thought Lynch did a very good job on him in that second quarter, playing at centre-half back. He was eventually moved to full-back to try to stop Salmon after he kicked 3 goals. Well, there's Jamie Shanahan, who's a former teammate of Paul Roos. He had a little stint at Fitzroy a couple of years ago and decided to come back and live in Tasmania, but he looked like he was going to be a good player at one stage.
Umpire Dennis Rich on screen. The umpires have been outstanding. They've hardly missed a trick.
Well, the theory about state games, when you've got all class players umpiring themselves, I suppose that's applied today as well as yesterday. Victoria leading by 1 point. Start of the second half at North Hobart Oval, and nothing in it. Lord Deer wins the first tap out, helped on by Lowe. Lambert over the top, knocked out of the air by Buckley. gone out towards centre wing. Lambert after it again. He's knocked over when he didn't have the ball. And Craig Lambert will get the free kick. Well, they worked it across the ground after Deere won the first tap. Lambert's kick up towards half forward. Roos crashed through, couldn't take the mark. The ball held in pretty tightly there. And the last up for Tasmania, Michael Maple with a little goatee beard. Craig Hoyer's been coming on the ground at about the 20-minute mark each quarter.
Well, as Bernie Quinlan said, they need a bit of drive at half forward. There's Alistair Lynch, who's been an excellent player over to half forward, playing in front. Kerrison over the back. Good play by Kerrison. To half forward, it's fisted away. Gary Ayres is in after it. I think he grabbed the Tasmanian man. That's Golding again, who had 12 kicks and 4 hand passes in that first half. Golding. There's his 13th kick coming up, and he kicks either foot beautifully. He's gone wide, Atkins. Lovely mark, Simon Atkins, with the one hand. He's been quite impressive. Oh, he's gone for the big booming torp. Didn't get onto it, but it might come off here as Barwick has a juggled mark. Now, he'll send this into the goal square from there. Here's a great kick. Let's see him. Doug Barwick. Look at that booming drop punt right up in front of goal to Tasmania. Fisted away by Deere. Kick. I think it's a goal to
kick through the pack to half forward. Low. Round on the left boot. Past Salmon it goes. Roos is there. Maple with him. Oh, Maple dives on Roos's boot. Well played, son. And he's kept the ball in there and will have a ball up. Well, Paul Roos looked as though he was just going to lazily soccer that one through for a goal. But Michael Maple, 21-year-old from North Launceston, foiled him. Here's Salmon for number 4. It's through.
Yes, and a little bit easy there too, Drew, from Paul Salmon. And he's the big danger player, of course, for Tasmania. 3 goals in that second quarter, and now 1 at the start of this second half. And did it very easily. Just wandered around. No pressure applied there by the Tasmanian defenders. So 4 goals to Paul Salmon, and he is shaping as a danger man.
See the difference in height in that 2-shot there. Victoria lead by a point. Deere again gets it to ground. Here's Gary Ayres coming through the centre. A long, low trajectory kick. Salmon was grabbed when he didn't have it. This time it's Darren Williams roving beautifully, hooking it back in front of goal. It's fisted away. Danger for Tasmania here as Millen Hanna's got it. Almost tackled. Quick hand pass to Ayres. Straightens up directly in front, Gary Ayres, and pops it through for a goal.
Remember Fred McMurray, an absent-minded professor? He made an amazing discovery.
Found these papers up in the attic.
Now, a new bumbling, eccentric science teacher makes a rediscovery.
Line. Rubber. Blubber.
This is one secret that can't stay secret for long.
Together, we can be rich beyond our wildest dreams.
Okay, pal. 6:30 tonight.
Party's over.
Who is that? It's Harry Anderson.
What is this?
The Absent-Minded Professor. Another magical world of Disney premiere on 7.
2 goals to 1 this quarter. 7-point lead to Victoria. Byers gets the ball out, and charging onto the ball is Bond. But the ball goes astray to Martin. Oh, he kicks into the man, comes back Tasmania's way. Lightning hand pass to Atkins. He threads it out wide to Plain. Plain 30 metres out. Loses a few metres. Gets round on the right boot. High towards the goal square. A big climb by McCarthy. Oh. But the ball is punched away. It's a free kick to Tasmania.
Against Frawley.
Underneath the pack was Fell. And he fell to ground and will kick for goal.
Let's have a look at that free kick again. There's Frawley, who's probably one of the best taggers in the business. He certainly knows how to put a full forward out of business, and that's what the free kick was for. A little bit of scragging there by Danny Frawley.
Shane Fell for his second to make the margin 1 point again, and he's done it.
So Tasmania not to be outdone. They've answered the challenge. And tremendous play there by McCarthy, getting the ball, first of all smothering it, and then getting down there to go for the mark. Look at that fly there from McCarthy. Well, that was a great spoil there from Michael Martin. But the umpire, watching the play closely, saw the free kick against Danny Frawley, and Fell kicks his second.
Once again, we saw the leaping ability of McCarthy too. 1 point the difference. Victoria lead. Scott Wade, centre of the ground. There's Gary Hocking to Mullane. A quick kick towards the forward pocket. All fisted away by that strong Tasmanian defence. Hannah on the boundary on the left foot. Kicks it goal. What a brilliant goal by Millen Hannah.
Oh, moving to Summer Bay was the best thing Pippa and I could have done for the family. The kids are growing up. They're wondering what the kids have got in store for me next.
Well, Hannah was a half-back in the first quarter, spent the second quarter on the bench. He's come back as a forward and kicked a miraculous goal. This comes out from Hocking to Mullane. His hand pass drops short of Krasiska, but the former Queenslander gathers, is caught in the tackle and holding the ball. Buckley with a vice-like grip. A couple of changes in the Victorian lineup to start this quarter. Hannah on the forward line and also Williams, who was back in the back pocket in the first quarter. Buckley up towards half forward. Oh, McCarthy went up before acceptances, but still nearly came down with it. Martin on the turn to centre half forward. Punch away by McPherson. Flipped over his head. Lynch met by Ayres. Lynch stands his ground well, gets the hand pass out. Many Tasmanians here, and it's picked up just behind the wing. Fletcher, good hand pass. Atkins running past Armstrong. Oh, he's kicked it too wide, and that is out of bounds on the full at half forward. And sometimes their kicking has let them down when they've won the ball so well.
Penalty kick to be taken by Scott McGuinness. He found his Hawthorn teammate in Greg Deere here at half-back flank. Deere, the short one is on to Mullane. He's covered a lot of territory today, Darren Mullane. To half forward, Hannah the flyer, and he's got a teammate to come from the side in Stuart Lowe. Low to Krasiska. Gavin Krasiska to Ayres. He was underneath it. Healy over the top. Gary Hocking on the left foot kicks a goal. And it's forced through for a behind by the Tasmanian player down there in Michael Maple. But they're looking better, Victoria. They're on 10-10-70. They lead by 8 points. The Tasmanians on 9-8-62. A vital quarter, this one, for both sides, as we see Hannah after it. Hannah against Phoebe, or nearly brought to ground was Hannah, and the umpire said it was too high a tackle on Millen Hannah. He's had a fine year for Carlton and playing well in this quarter.
Great success story. He's played a lot more reserves games than league games, and here he is representing his state. That's a high tackle to Atkins, and he'll get the free kick for Tasmania. He goes with the hand pass, which you can't do in the VFL competition. Across to Lynch. And further across the ground to Byers, who kicked a good goal earlier this quarter. That's a good kick to centre half forward. Thumped down by Wind, only to the path of Golding. Hoisted high, chance here for Tasmania. Oh, Frawley was outnumbered 2-1 and did it brilliantly, Danny Frawley. Out of defence. Ayres with the sit, and a mark.
Gary Ayres. Oh, he's found a loose man there in another Gary. This time it's Gary Hocking onto the left foot. Lovely kick by Hocking, setting it up for Salmon. Salmon did the ground, but he pushed his opponent in the back in the meantime. This is Shanahan taking the free kick, who hasn't been entirely disgraced down there either, even though Salmon's kicked 4. And pass over the top to Stephen McPherson. McPherson to centre wing. This man has been nearly best man on the ground, Golding. To half forward, Plain punched away from him. Scott Wade in after it for Tasmania. Michael Martin takes it away beautifully to McGuinness. Lovely pass, finds Lambert. Lambert to Darren Williams. Williams coming through centre. The short pass is on, but oh, courageous effort that. What a courageous effort, Bernie, going back to take that mark, and I think that's Adrian Fletcher, who's been outstanding.
And the whistle's gone.
It's at a 50-metre penalty. It's been applied.
Well, I thought they were paying 15-metre penalties today, but twice they've played 50.
Well, one's paying 50 and the other one's paying 15. They can't get their act together.
The short pass goes out to Buckley. Tasmania into attack. Up to inside half forward. Comes to the back. Wind, gathers well, finds McGuinness. Long kick out of defence. Ayres works his way to the front. Phoebe did well, very well. McCarthy slides the hand pass to Atkins. What a beautiful handball to Golding. Approaches 40 metres, but hooks the kick and misses. Oh, that should have been a goal. What a hand pass that was by Atkins. He was dropped to the seconds at Footscray a few weeks ago and had over 30 handballs in the reserves.
Well, that's one of his strengths, Simon Atkins. He's a brilliant handballer, and bad luck for Golding because he has really played a great game. Kerrison to the half-back line, looking for his teammate Mullane. Here come the Tasmanians again. And that was by Chris Bond towards half forward. Now, there's a strong tackle. How will the umpire see that? He sees it as being too high. And it will be, I think it's got, no, it's Gavin Krasiska to take this kick. It's half back. He's off. He could be caught. That could be holding the ball. It is. Great play by Bradley Plain. And that's 50 metres against Gavin Krasiska. And that'll be a gimme goal, that one.
Well, I can't understand, Peter, why he would try to play on in that situation, because Plain had him well and truly covered. And he was going to be kicking under pressure anyway. And a little bit of frustration, I think, has crept into Gavin Krasiska's game there.
Well, this will make the difference. 1 point in favour of Victoria, and the Tasmanian hanging in there. He's already kicked the goal. Collingwood let this man go to get Tony Elshaw from Essendon. And might rue the day. Plain from directly in front, puts it through.
Happy days are here again.
More and more people are discovering the fun place to be.
I notice, incidentally, your audience is a runner.
Fabulous. What is happening here? He made me love you. Something's going on. It's not quite clear. Somebody turn on the light.
G'day, mate.
I love that accent. Ooh, we're gonna have a party. It's starting tonight.
1 point. That should perhaps have been a free kick to Healy, but it comes over to Hocking. Chance for Hannah. Went straight at the ball. Spills to Ayres. Runs into open goal and goals.
Yes, and Ayres getting well on top in the centre. Kicks his second goal for the quarter. Of course, he's playing on Matthew Armstrong. But the Victorians doing well out of the middle now. With the ruck play of Greg Deere getting it down. Ayres, as I said, well on top. And Greg Healy also working well with Lambert. So the centre square is an area that the Tasmanians will have to be careful. The Victorians are setting up a lot of forward scoring opportunities through the centre bounce.
7 points the margin. Victoria leads. Byers beaten for that one by Deere to Lambert. He's tried very hard today, Craig Lambert. Lambert hooking it back cleverly to Hannah. That was brilliant play by Lambert. Hannah just slips at an inappropriate moment. Well done by Atkins. Umpiring the advantage. Buckley. Further afield it goes. The pass. Oh, that's dropped down there by Frawley in the back. And the umpire right on the scene to see that one. He's given the hand pass across to Mullane. Frawley, he's gone to centre wing. Healy, oh, bad hand pass. Allows Scott Wade to come in, looking for Atkins. Gary Hocking, strong play. Hocking a left foot high to half forward. Oh, the big flyer was Stuart Lowe. He ended up with the ball too. Taken away from him by Armstrong. Good play by Armstrong. The centre wing. Barwick runs underneath it. Jimmy Wine. Quick kick to half forward. The Tasmanians crashing through. Buckley brought to ground. This is Atkins. Can't get his hand to it. Fletcher, great skills. Fletcher, a hurry kick to half forward. A one-on-one contest. Martin and McCarthy. McCarthy, great effort by McCarthy. Allows Wade, his teammate, to come in and grab it. And the umpire will come in and bounce it almost on centre wing.
7 points the difference. Victoria leading. 14 minutes remaining in the third quarter. We had a low-scoring first quarter when the pressure was right on. It's been high-scoring this quarter. 4 goals to 3 Victoria's way. Hand pass comes out to Mullane from Healy. To Krasiska. Back to Healy, who kept on going. Greg Healy steers the pass for Salmon, but drops short of him. Tunnels it out. Lambert's there. Williams dashes onto it, but overruns. On all fours, Williams. To Salmon again, who hooks a brilliant goal.
Yes, that is a...
He was a quiet man who came to the city for a few days on the wild side. Nightclubs and girls were all part of the scene he visited, but his trip into the underworld cost him his life. He was dropped headfirst from a window. 2 young girls attacked on the street. Could it be the same man who dumped them? We reenact the crimes. You could help identify the criminals. 23 shows to air, 22 crims off the street. Watch Australia's Most Wanted tonight on 7.
Victorians getting on top. They lead by 13 points. Great effort by Salmon. Has kicked 5 goals. Has really lifted his game. Hocking's done a lot of hard work out to Lambert. They're looking good now, the Vicks, as we see Lambert. A beautiful pass. No, dropped in the end by Salmon. Crashing his way through was Hocking. Over to Ayres, who's been a good player this quarter. A quick kick, a clever kick by Ayres. Finds Lambert. Lambert to the pocket. One-on-one contest. Beats all players over the line. It'll be a throw-in down next to that behind post. Been a good player, Lambert, Bertie.
Yes, there again, the Victorians winning the ball out of the centre. And I haven't got the stats on it in this quarter, but just about every occasion they've got the ball down on that forward line from the centre bounce.
Salmon doing the ruck work. Hannah traps the ball well and snaps for goal and gets another one.
So the Victorians getting right on top, and danger quarter for the Tasmanians. They put up the pressure. They kept the pressure up well in that first half. But the move, Hannah to the forward line, has worked. And Salmon has lifted his game. Here's the replay again. And Hannah, with great skills, he's had a good season at Carlton. And very much deserved is the big V for Millum Hannah.
Well, at one stage it was 3 goals, 1 apiece this quarter, but Victoria have kicked 3 straight. It's 6-1 to 3-1 in a bit of an onslaught.
Here's young Stephen Byers. The Hawthorn have signed against Greg Deere. Who knows, they might be competing for a ruck spot one day. Atkins shuffles it wide to McPherson. 2 Footscray players combining to half forward. Fletcher is underneath it, grabbed by Gavin Krasiska. Onto his right foot, back towards the centre of the ground. Stuart Lowe, he's taken that mark. It's a beautiful mark. Moved well for a big man. Really getting on top now, Victoria, as he kicks it to Roos, who flies. Healy waits at the base of the pack. An open goal, and Greg Healy pops it through for another one.
Yes, Victorians right on top now in this third quarter. And a bit of an avalanche of goals. And this was a quarter that was the danger quarter, as we said, for the Tasmanians. Just have not been able to maintain the pressure that they applied to the Victorians. They were fantastic in that first half. Greg Healy there kicking his 3rd goal for Victoria.
Well, once again, the change has been made in the Tasmanian team, with Hoyer coming onto the ground to replace Byers, who's been slaughtered in the middle by Deere in this quarter. And Hoyer wins this one, gets it down to Golding, up to half forward, Plain in front, can't mark. Comes to the back to Wind, back to the centre. And Hoyer takes the mark on his chest. Well, he might be able to turn things around for Tasmania. He's come on a little bit earlier this quarter than he has in the first 2. McCarthy climbs high again, but can't take the mark. Atkins goes in to apply the tackle and gets the free kick on Martin. 94 plays 69. Atkins steers it wide to the forward pocket. Fell. Good lead.
He is a good leader for a full forward, Bernie.
Yes, very important, of course, Peter. As you'd know very well, being fed by Price for many years.
You had to mention that, didn't you?
I don't suppose you were ever fed by Gary Wilson and the likes, were you? So Shane Fell has kicked 2. He needs this. The margin is 25 points at the moment. 40 metres out. Oh, it's a good kick. Comes back. Just missed. So that's 2 goals, 2.
Well, the Tasmanians trail by 4 goals, and I'm sure some pretty stern words at half-time by David Parkin. A lot of pride at stake for Victoria. They wouldn't want to come down here and get knocked off by Tasmania. That's the big arms of Lowe. No mark. Mullane. Been a good player to Hannah. Good use of the body by Hannah. In after it went Mullane, and that might have been out of bounds on the full. Darren Williams trying to claim it, but the boundary umpire right in the scene. 10-10, plays 14-10. Victoria in front. A few of the Tasmanians have gone out of the game. Here's Scott Wade. Shanahan will give it to Wade. He wasn't ready for it, but he goes in again after it. Buckley. Quick hand passes to Barwick. Oh, good skills by Barwick to Hoyer. Hoyer to the pocket. One-on-one contest, and it's a mark. This is Minton Connell.
And an excellent mark there by Minton Connell. In front of Scott McGuinness. Held his ground very well, and a strong chest mark.
Well, he's kicked a number of goals this year for Carlton Reserves and has been pretty impressive.
45, in fact.
Well, he heads the Reserves goal kicking. Now he is directly in front, kicking from 35 metres. They could do with a goal, and no doubt about that one, straight through the middle.
Well, back in the middle, and Tasmania making a little bit of a comeback. Victoria out of the middle again, overrun by Phoebe, picked up by Ayres. He's kicked wide out towards the flank. Hawkins, number 24, bumped off it beautifully by McPherson. 2 Foots great players there. And kicked round the corner by Bond. Down goes Phoebe. Hoyer behind centre wing. Over the top to Atkins. Tasmania coming back. Atkins wide to half-forward flank. Plain. Good chest mark in front of Kerrison. Kerrison took him to ground. The crowd calling for another 50-metre penalty. Not this time. 18 points the difference. Lambert coming off the ground for Victoria. Oh, Plain's gone short and marked by the man on the mark. Kerrison pops over the hand pass to Healy. And Plain got over his shoulder and gives away the free kick. McIver has come on for his first run. Scott McIver. Well, he won best and fairest at Fitzroy when David Parkin was there. But his coach at the time has taken a long time to recognise him today. Here's Hannah near the boundary line. Centering kick. Bit too far for the forwards. Maple, number 15, first there and takes the ball out of play for a boundary throw-in. 94 plays 76. We have 8 minutes remaining to three-quarter time.
Colin Alexander warming up for Tasmania. There's Salmon tapping it down. Golding. McPherson in after good play, Steve McPherson, but he loses it to Salmon and ends up with Ayres. Back to Salmon. Salmon from 40 metres kicks. And it could be another one to Salmon. It is for goal number 6.
Yes, he's got well on top, Paul Salmon, and he's been the difference between the two sides after I got stuck into him a bit in that first quarter. He kicked 3 goals in the second quarter, now 3 goals in this third quarter, and Gary Ayres also well on top in the centre. Has given Matthew Armstrong a bit of a bath, but there's the long and accurate kicking style of Paul Salmon.
Victoria have brought up the ton. 100 to 76. Alexander just back on the field. Back he goes to Shanahan. Straight up the centre of the ground. Big pack gathers. Kerrison at the back. Good mark. Oh, not paid. Free kick to Tasmania. I thought he was playing for the free kick. And Scott Wade got it as well. And he's right in front on the 40. And we've seen for a little bloke he's kicked long distances today.
I think he goes back, Drew, a little bit too far. He's gone a mile back from the mark.
Tasmania really need this from the skipper. Not quite. Deere is back there to help it through. And once again he did that.
Yes, you're right, Peter. He could have gone another 2 or 3 metres further, which may have made the difference there.
It cost him a goal earlier in the game. I felt there's Kerrison coming out to Healy. Over to Kerrison, and the little Collingwood back pocket and utility player comes round the outer wing. It's a real goer, Shane Kerrison. There's Shanahan trying to get his handball in. Hocking having a good quarter to Krasiska. They're running now over to McGuinness. Backing up beautifully, Victoria. The lead is on. Oh, Hannah, that's a mark. Oh, he copped it hard, and that was courageous. I thought he marked it too. Ruse, an open goal, hooks it back to the pocket. Hannah's still down behind the play. Kicked off the ground, back in front of goal. Gary Ayres going for another goal. Straight in front of the Hawthorn champ, and he pops it through.
Nobody knows Melbourne like 7. 7 nightly news knows Melbourne.
7 is the football station. We have the best team. We break the big stories. Great to be part of the 7 nightly news team.
Nobody knows Melbourne like 7.
Well, after that collision, Millum Hannah courageously running with the flight of the ball, going into the pack and hitting a brick wall, is coming off the ground for Victoria. And Gary Ayres, the centreman, has kicked 3 goals this quarter, and the full forward Salmon has as well. Alexander, kick covered no distance. McIver ducks his head. Play on, says the umpire. Mullane, the hand pass out to Wind. Off the left boot, wide to half-forward flank. Healy with McPherson.
Cleverly disguised that by Steve McPherson. No intention of keeping that in.
7 goals this quarter to Victoria. 7 goals to 4.
Yes, they've really got into gear. They've backed up beautifully and run that ball. Attempting to punch it away was the Tasmanian player with Greg Healy. That's Colin Alexander at the bottom of that pack. 40 metres out from the Victorian goal. Low, taken by Phoebe. Phoebe to half-back. Strong play by Mullane. That allows Darren Williams. He's caught now. In the back, the umpire said.
Well, he's lucky to get away with that, Peter, because he definitely ducked when he saw the tackle coming.
Against Stephen Golding, who's gone out of it a little bit this quarter. He dominated the first half. Williams, lovely drop punt. The ruse, or the flyer was Shanahan. No, it was Maple, in fact. Crashing his way through as Armstrong was caught high. And the umpire, I think the umpire felt he ducked his head into that.
Well, I didn't there, Peter. That's the difference. I thought Williams did, and I didn't think that Armstrong did.
Well, there's Matthew Armstrong. Certainly had his colours lowered today by Gary Ayres, particularly in this quarter where Ayres has kicked 3, 45 metres out from the Victorian goal. And what they don't want here, Tasmania, is another Victorian goal.
16-10 to 11-11 with just on 4 minutes to go to three-quarter time. At Victoria's half forward. Williams went without it. McIver a little hand pass to Ayres. They might set up another one here. Salmon and Ruse. It comes away. Centering kick by White. Oh, intercepted by McPherson. Straight up the ground. Steve McPherson, long to half forward. McCarthy! Oh, what a mark!
Oh, he's a good player. He's a sensational player.
Low kick to the forward line. Another mark. Minton Connell.
Could have been 50 then too.
Yeah, very easily. Yeah, that's fantastic stuff by McCarthy. He's taken a few of those.
He must have been a high jumper at school, Drew. Have to have been, wouldn't he, with that leap?
Jump about 6'6" from a standing start. Simon Minton Connell, for his second goal for the quarter, hooks that one and brings up a behind. So he's kicked 1-1. Millham Hanna off the ground. Michael Roberts.
He's all right, though he's just winded and they've just taken him off as a precautionary reason.
Armstrong takes it off the pack. Glides the ball just inside the boundary line to Plain.
Yeah.
I think it might have been out on the full. Or didn't he complete the mark inside the... It can't be a throw.
I thought it was a one grab, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was a chest mark, wasn't it?
It's either a free kick or a mark. And he's thrown it in. Well, Deere wins the ruck down to Williams, who's claimed by Plain. And the umpire's going to ball it up.
Well, this bounce will take place about 35 metres out from the Tasmanian goal. And to say they need a couple of goals is an understatement. Tasmania seemed to play better when Hoyer's on the ground, I think. There's Golding. He ran into a brick wall and handballs it straight back. Gee, Ayres has worked hard in this quarter, Bernie, hasn't he?
It's been a great quarter of football by Gary Ayres and probably been the difference, him and Salmon.
Well, there's Roland Crosby, coach of Devonport and Tasmania, and of course Robert Shaw, the Fitzroy assistant coach. There's a hurried kick is out in the full, and Golding will take the penalty. Just under 2 minutes of play left in this third quarter.
Tell you what, it's pretty dark and we've got a quarter to go.
Stephen Golding towards half forward. The Flyers are there again. I wouldn't like to be standing underneath McCarthy any stage. Deere has taken this free kick. He's off. Greg Deere, a long driving drop punt. Sean White at the back. Oh, clever mark taken by Ben Buckley. And he's tried hard all day.
He's had a good game. Kick by Buckley to half forward. Hoyer works his way to the front, comes down with the mark. Had a time at Hawthorn, a West Australian, who after Hawthorn went back to Perth and then down to Tasmania and is representing his second state. Craig Hoyer won't quite make it. Oh, mark! It's Armstrong.
A fell, I think.
Oh, it is Fell. Quite right, Pete. Shane Fell, the full forward. A bad mark.
No, that's an excellent mark in the square. Tony Frawley appealing to the umpire said, hey, I've been pushed out here, but Fell standing his ground very well.
28 points the difference. Tasmania need this. They've got it.
And Fell has done a good job at full forward. He's 3 goals, 2. And has been a target up there along with McCarthy at centre half forward. That was a tremendous mark standing in his ground. There's the kick from Hoyer. There's about 4 or 5 players all around Fell. Frawley appealing there for the free kick, but tremendous mark by Fell.
32 seconds left on the clock at the centre bounce.
Well, he's done well. He's a hard man to play on, Danny Frawley, and 3 goals against him is no mean feat. Well, can they get another one before 3/4 time and they'd be right in the game? Here's Buckley, who we've sung his praises today, over the top looking for Wade. In again after it, Buckley. Oh, great play, Buckley. Over to Atkins, and he pick it up. His teammate comes in to lend a hand. Back it comes. Buckley. Ayres takes it away from him. Gary Ayres, he might kick another one. He's already kicked 3.
7.
Gary Ayres from 55 metres kicks and pops it through for his 4th for the quarter.
A great quarter of football by Gary Ayres. Unfortunately, there's a siren to end the quarter.
Well, he's kicked that goal with just a second left, just in time. Victoria, a big quarter, 17-10, leading Tasmania 12-12.
Wednesday night on Hey Dad.
It's a girl. She says she wants to speak to the world's sexiest man.
A shock for Simon.
It's for you.
And a bigger one for Nudge when he's besieged by desperate females.
Quick, hide me!
Then Michael J. Fox,
Just decided I'm not hungry.
with his love life in tatters.
Did you ever see Fatal Attraction?
In a crisis, the family always comes to the rescue.
Is he around? No. No.
Maybe it's with the other girl.
Hey Dad plus Family Ties, Wednesday night on 7.
Well, I'm glad we did it.
Yes, it was very clever of you.
We've got something. If I get hit by a bus, you and the kids will be okay.
Don't even think it.
But insurance is only part of the package.
It gives us an investment for our future too, right?
We'll have something if I don't get hit by a bus.
For life insurance, it's a real investment. Call your AMP agent today.
It's very clever of you.
Hello, darling. Bring my car home, please.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
With Pascal chocolate eclairs, you never know quite when the rich choc centre is finally going to break through the soft, creamy caramel. Mmm.
What's your favourite, Pascal?
Chocolate eclairs.
Well, Victoria, who managed just 3 goals in the first quarter and 4 in the second, banged on 10 goals won in that third quarter to Tasmania's 5 goals 4, and it's a big lead, 28 points at 3/4 time, Bernie.
Yes, well, it looks like it may have been a match-winning quarter for the Victorians, with Gary Ayres well on top, kicking 4 goals out of the centre, all coming in that quarter, and he took Matthew Armstrong apart. There's the Victorian side at the moment. Also, Salmon at full forward, kicking 3 goals for a match total of 6. And those 2 players in that third quarter got right on top. The Victorians also winning the ball out of the centre of the ground, with Big Greg Deere doing well in the ruck, Lambert also doing well, but Ayres was the player that really got the Victorians firing. Having a look at the stats there at 3/4 time, 170 kicks, Victoria in front of Tasmania in most departments, except for the marks, where Tasmania 63 to 49. They've done particularly well there.
All right, South Australian football being played today in Adelaide, and half-time over there, West Torrens comfortable leaders over Sturt. Norwood and Central Districts, and Norwood leading by 50 points at half-time. West Adelaide and Glenelg, that's a closer game. Glenelg there leading by 15 points at the long break. Woodville and South Adelaide, Woodville easy leaders at half-time. We'll be back at North Hobart after a short break.
That's it. Had enough. I understand you've worked all your life and you can't afford a holiday.
Where do you want to go?
Anywhere but here.
Okay, let's do it.
What with?
Read this.
You've got this much. We've got this much. How did we do this?
It's called savings, Dan. Remember, savings comes before spending.
Bit of interest.
Every day of the year.
I can't take this. You saved it. It's your money.
No, it's our money, Stan.
For a minimum deposit of $50, a State Bank investment account allows you to watch your money grow while you earn high interest calculated daily, and your money's at call.
Seems a shame to spend it.
I'm sure you'll think of something.
State Bank investment account. We never forget. It's your money.
This is Anytown, and this is Jack, Anytown's handyman.
G'day.
Jack and his Nissan Navara have had a busy week. Monday, there was a brush with the law. Tuesday, a constructive engagement. Wednesday, a run on the stock market. Thursday and Friday positively flew by. This weekend, Jack's going fishing with the boys. And that's just another job his Navara has covered.
Because that's a hard-working truck.
That's Nissan know-how.
Don't you love it in the morning when the toast is hot and the butter all melted and the jam on top? Cardi's, we love it, it's the whole fruit that does it and we love it. Cardi's strawberry conserve. Don't you love it after school? Don't you love it on scones? They never last long once the jam goes on. Cardi's, we love it, it's the whole fruit that does it. Cardi's, we love it, it's the whole fruit that does it and we love it.
The last quarter in progress. Victoria first into attack, but McPherson whips it out of defence for Tasmania. Up to half forward. McGuinness hands to the ball but can't mark. Wind. McIver didn't see Hoyer coming. Hand pass under pressure to Ayres. A brilliant 4 goals in the third quarter. Away to Greg Deere. Steers the pass to half forward. Lowe couldn't take the mark. Ruse slips it away. Goal coming up here. And Hocking got it.
And Victoria needed to get that one to keep Tasmania on the ropes. And again, Gary Ayres in the centre has now another opponent. Ben Buckley is now picking him up, and Matthew Armstrong is now playing on the wing. But it's been Ayres, the player who's made the difference in that second half, has got right on top across the centre. Also, Doug Barwick has gone out of the game after having a fairly good first half.
Adrian Fletcher on screen getting some attention for a calf injury. He was an outstanding player in the first half, went out of it in the third quarter, as did many of the Tasmanians. 12-12 plays 18-10. Victoria getting right on top. Oh, almost a throw. It was a throw. Craig Hoyer has done pretty well when he's on the ground at that centre square, Bernie.
He has contested well, hasn't he?
This is the first time he started a quarter on the ground.
Hoyer to half-foot or push in the back. The umpire picked that one out. It was against Alistair Lynch on Greg Deere. No, the other way. Well, funny one. Lynch has gone short. He's found Armstrong. Armstrong sets up a goal and just a little bit to the left and puts it through from behind. He certainly was thrashed in that third quarter by Gary Ayres.
Martin kicks in for Victoria. His target Mullane, who slipped. Dwyer dashes onto the ball. To half forward, Lowe. At the back, Williams. Threads out the hand pass. Hocking's second goal for the quarter. Not this time. Very wide and out of bounds on the full.
Gary Hocking has really gone in hard right throughout today's game, as he always does. He's been one of the reasons Geelong has had such a fine season in the VFL. Kick by Shanahan to half back, shuffled out to Mullane. That was from Healy. A lovely pass to Ruse. He really does use the ball well, Darren Mullane. Paul Ruse had 10 kicks and 3 handballs. Hasn't been a dominant player. Kicks from 40 metres and pops through another one for the Vicks.
Next time you change your oil, trade up to BP Visco 2000. Because a change of oil could change your image. Enter the BP Visco 2000 competition. See a participating BP service station now and you could win a great new Nissan Exa. Hey, a Nissan Exa. BP, on the move.
Well, Victoria carrying on from their third quarter 10-goal blitz. McIver slides out a hand pass to Mullane. Mullane from the wing, hooks it back towards half forward. Oh, and a courageous mark streaming down Minton Connell to take a mark low to the ground. Switched into defence for this last quarter. Started his career in Tasmania as a defender and surprised many observers here when he went to the forward line for Carlton Reserves. There's Lynch bowled over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Alistair Lynch not moving too well at the moment.
He's been moved to centre-half forward, Drew, and McCarthy is at full forward.
Hoyer and Deere. Quick kick comes back to Buckley. Oh, he's dropped a sitter. Ben Buckley with a job on ears in this quarter. He's gone wide to Fletcher. Now it was smothered off his boot and over the line. Now he was limping with a calf injury a moment ago, Adrian Fletcher. Geelong recruit. As we said earlier, great first half. There's Healy. Played pretty well, looking for Hocking. Might have given away the free kick. No, he doesn't. As it's a quick kick at the goals for the Vicks. It could be another one. It is.
And that's Stewie Lowe, who's started off the game very well at centre-half forward. Went out of it a bit. I think Lynch got on top of him in the second and third quarters, but now Lynch playing at centre-half forward, trying to, the Tasmanians trying to get something going. Maybe a free kick could have been paid there. But Lowe also showing he's not a bad ground player as well as a great mark.
Well, that's 3 goals to nothing to start this final quarter. And all of a sudden, the margin is 45 points in favour of Victoria. Vicks led by just 1 point at half-time. Deere wins in the middle again. McIver, kick smothered. Shanahan hoiks the ball out to Armstrong, to Phoebe. Phoebe's kicked to half forward. Frawley well up the ground, keeps the ball out in front of himself. Well played, Danny Frawley. To Krasiska. High left footer. Salmon works to the front. Not quite. Golding gets the hand pass away, close to the boundary line. Ayres is first there. Well played, Gary Ayres. Well, it comes to Minton Connell, up towards half forward. Lynch. He bounced off his heel into the field of play. McGuinness. Magnificent hand pass. But the kick is chopped off at centre wing by Alexander.
Well, it's getting very, very dark here. Alexander to Atkins. Atkins will go wide. He's got a loose man out there in Armstrong now. He'll run down onto the left foot. Matthew Armstrong. Long driving kick. Has he found a teammate? No, he hasn't. And the ball floats through, to touch through, in fact, for a behind. In a very good performance by Tasmania. 12-14, Victoria, 20 goals, 10. This is Michael Martin playing on his teammate McCarthy. And Hoyer battling very, very hard. Now playing with Devonport in the Tasmanian Football League. And, well, he certainly hasn't disgraced himself today. He's played pretty well. Up towards half forward. Punched away by Frawley. Loose ball is with Alexander, or is it Fletcher? I think it's Alexander at the base of that pack. Colin Alexander it is, the Collingwood Rover. 20 goals, 10 Victoria. Tasmania 12-14, and the spectators have really loved this match today. They've come out and support. It's tapped away towards Scott Wade. Straight into his back when Gavin Krasiska. It'll be a free kick to the little Tasmanian Rover. I said earlier he had a stint at Hawthorn for a couple of years. Oh, there's a big mark. McCarthy again. He is brilliant overhead. 45 metres out. John McCarthy, 9 kicks. 8 of those kicks have come from marks. He's already kicked a goal, but he really is an exciting player with that high leap of his. McCarthy for goal number 2 from directly in front. 45 metres, long driving drop punt straight through the middle.
You're looking sharp, you're looking good. You've come so far, and we know how to make the most of who you are. Where the race is run, you're the champion.
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip.
for the best a man can get.
The best a man can get.
The goal to McCarthy was Tasmania's first for this final quarter. Hoyer wins out of the middle. Well met by Martin. And Martin dives back after it. Gets over the ball. He's holding it, says the umpire.
Good decision.
Didn't do anything to paddle it out. And his North Melbourne teammate, Ben Buckley, with the free kick. Straight to the goal square. Phil couldn't work his way to the front. Here's a snap for goal. Oh, close. But a desperation dive by Mullane. And the ball goes through for a behind. The snapshot for goal coming from Steve McPherson. So rush behind to Tasmania, and I've got that they've had 6 rush behinds, Tasmania. McCarthy marks again.
Dangerous pass by Kerrison then.
Yes, very poor kick-off from Kerrison. Set Michael Martin right up and allowed McCarthy to come in with the jump. It should have been kicked further wider where Martin had a chance to run onto it and not let McCarthy get the fly.
So he's kicked Tasmania's only goal for this final quarter. His personal tally, 2 goals won today. 37 points the margin. Another good kick, now 31.
Sportspersons beware.
Happy birthday.
Who will be Pixie Ant's next victim? 8:30 Thursday, fast forward.
In Home and Away,
What's going on?
a mother's distress, a father's shock.
You all right, love?
What's wrong? Is Duncan okay? I just wanted some peace and quiet for a little while. Still, he kept on crying and crying. I just wanted to stop the noise.
Monday at 6 on 7.
Well, John McCarthy, I've got no doubt if he's just another 2 or 3 inches taller, would be a great full forward. That was Atkins losing it to Williams. Plenty of time left for Tasmania. Taken away by Darren Williams out of that pack to half forward. Gary Hocking beautifully across. Mick Dwyer has gone wide. The pass is on to Ruse. And a lovely play that by Victoria. Paul Ruse is at the 40-metre line. He's kicked 1 goal for the game. And that left thigh heavily bandaged after the calcification of the thigh has caused him a lot of problems. He's laid back on that one, and what's he done with it? He's put it through.
Yes, Paul Ruse, I wouldn't say he's had a great game, but there he is, Scott McIver, a former Fitzroy teammate of his, congratulating him. He's a dangerous player when he gets the ball. It's been a magnificent high mark, but as you say, that thigh has held him back this year. It hasn't been a great season for Paul Ruse.
Well, if you think your TV set looks a bit grainy at the moment, don't be surprised. It is getting nearly dark. It looks like midnight, looks like a training run, but there are no lights to turn on. And we've got over 16 minutes left. Armstrong's kick smothered. McCarthy threads out the hand pass, running onto it. Armstrong goes for goal from 45 metres, drops in short. Well, he had been being held by the arm by McGuinness. Plain in the back, still no free kick. McGuinness again gets the hand pass away. Fell, lost control of it, went to ground. Kerrison. Well, McGuinness for the 3rd time. From half-back flank, short of centre wing. Dwyer had to wait for it and takes a good mark before Buckley could spoil.
Mick Dwyer, the St Kilda centreman, to centre wing. A poor kick straight in the hands of Atkins. Atkins to half forward. Plain as the flyer. Couldn't take it. Barwick was quiet in the 3rd quarter. Here's a chance for Alistair Lynch after it. He's got it. Caught. Good effort by Greg Deere. Great performance. Now, the umpire's paying the advantages. Now, who was that? Mullane, I think, went short to Krasiska. Gavin Krasiska's got Scott McIver running past. He's gone to centre wing. Here's, couldn't take the mark. Shuffled further afield. This is McIver again. Caught. Quick hand pass. Finds Greg Healy. Healy will go over the top. Krasiska. Further afield to Jimmy Wine. Wine has gone short to Ruse. Ruse waits at the back. He's got it. Paul Ruse at open goal. Kicks and misses. So he's not happy with himself, but Victoria with the game well in hand. 21-11 to Tasmania 14-15, but a great effort today by Tasmania. Golding, his fitness has given away a little bit in the second half. He's gone out of it a little bit.
Tasmania's full forward Phil has gone off the ground with 3 goals, replaced by Phoebe. The kick in, chest mark to McPherson. Well, Paul Roos has kicked 2 goals, 1, all in the last quarter. McPherson to centre wing. Plain in front, spoiled by Kerrison. McIver caught by Dwyer. Crumbs come to Plain. A very high kick, not really to the advantage of the team. Oh, Krasiska drops a sitter. Has to go back after it. Great pick up McCarthy. And the hand pass through. Lynch. In he goes. A fly hack by Atkins is offline and a behind.
We've seen a couple of those this year, not by Atkins, but by other players. I think on occasion we saw Whitman for Hawthorn in one game earlier in the year kick one in mid-air and through. This is Scott McGuinness. Wide, Hoyer against Ayres. And there's Greg Deere. Oh, clever hand pass over the top to Wine. Smothered off his boot. Gary Ayres goes out to back up. Good play by Ayres. Knocked away by Shanahan. In after it again. And the throw-in will take place on centre wing. Scoreboard shows Victoria 21-11, 137, leading Tasmania 14-16, 100. They certainly haven't been disgraced. That was Hannah tapping it over the top. There's Golding. Further afield. Golding receives again from Scott Wade. Oh, it's thumped away out of defence. Frawley, very desperate player, Danny Frawley. Good play for Tasmania on that occasion was by Winter. Wine to Frawley, who's right up the ground. He's actually on centre wing. As it's terribly dark as we see Hocking. Gets it to Williams now. Was that out of bounds? It was. The boundary umpire right on the scene at half forward for Victoria to throw it in.
Michael Roberts on the boundary line. What about Fell?
Yeah, Shane Fell, the full forward for Tasmania, went for a marking duel before and dislocated a finger. That's why Phoebe came on the ground.
Thank you, Michael. Contest here at ground level. Half back for Tasmania. High tackle applied. And the free kick. Now, Doug Barwick, looked as though he'd cramped up, has just come off the ground and has been replaced by Chris Bond for Tasmania. They work their way back towards the centre. McCarthy again. Drops one. Atkins at the back. Oh, it slips through to Hoyer. And the big man's got it. Beats a tackle. Hand pass intercepted by Ayres is brilliant football by the Victorian captain. And what a pass it was to Hannah. Into Dwyer, and they're playing keepings off. Mick Dwyer goes for a bounce. Drives it long from 65 metres. But it's way out towards the pocket and out of bounds. Well done, Gary Ayres. He's a big occasion player. Doug Barwick off the ground. Michael?
Yeah, they're coming off and on like flies. Yes, Doug Barwick came off. He's got a leg problem.
Yes, strapping up Doug Barwick's knee. So a few VFL clubs will be looking at this with more than a bit of interest. Salmon doing the ruck work against Minton Connell. Knocked out of there by Healy. Comes to McIver. Kick smothered. And Maple knocks the ball out of defence. Oh, going straight through is the fresh man Bond. Gets the hand pass back. And I think it was McPherson. I can't see him. Up to Buckley. Back he goes to Maple, who puts the ball out in front of Atkins. Atkins approaches half forward. In he goes with the hand pass to Plain. Plain getting round on the left boot. Going wide near the boundary line. Well shepherded by Atkins. Plain leans back on one. Up towards the goal square. And thumped away by Greg Deere, who covered some ground then. And it'll be a throw-in the forward pocket.
Well, Greg Deere has been magnificent today. The work rate, he's just covered so much territory and chased and tackled. Don't see too many ruckmen doing that. 11 minutes of play left. There he is against Hoyer. Greg Deere in front. Gets it down to Jimmy Wine. Wine right out towards the half-back line. Golding was attempting to take the mark. Here's Hannah. Lovely pass, Mick Dwyer. They've got the loose man going. This is Gary Ayres, who kicked 4 goals in the third quarter. Ayres towards half forward. Hocking dives in on top of it. Colin Alexander. Lovely hand pass away to McPherson. McPherson from centre wing has gone wide and short and has found Golding. Golding cleverly. Straight off onto the left foot. Kicks long. No one there. This is Scott McGuinness coming across the face of goal. Oh, he ran a long way. Hand pass to Mullane. Mullane. Oh, high tackle by Mullane. Could have been given away a free kick. McCarthy, a 30-metre hand pass. Straight to Wade. Has it intercepted by Gavin Krasiska, and he'll bring it out of defence with a long hand pass to Williams and then on to McIver.
Scott McIver through the centre. Up towards half forward. Phoebe one hand to the ball. Gathers the rebound. Pumps it back, but straight out of bounds. Well, this is really an appeal against the light job. It'll look like midnight by the time this game finishes, and we still have just under 10 minutes to play. Now that ball, I think, has gone outside the ground, let alone playing field.
Be the backyard of that house. Those houses seem to be in the outer there, Drew.
They are pretty close. Golding coming off the ground for Tasmania to a warm reception. He's played a superb game for his state here today. And replaced by Fletcher. It looked as though he had a leg injury early on. They must be running short of players. Dwyer, marked by Roos. Well, his best quarter has been the last. And Paul Roos lining up for his third goal.
I think they could do with a yellow football at this stage.
Iridescent. Victoria leading by 37 points as Roos goes for his third and gets it.
He could have stopped the fight. He could have saved his best friend's life. Now the only thing he can do is stand and fight. Dolph Lundgren is Drago, the most highly trained athlete in history. The Russian killing machine. Bridget Nielsen is the beauty behind this beast. And Sylvester Stallone is Rocky, facing his greatest challenge ever. Rocky 4, presented by Toyota, premieres tonight on 7.
43 points the margin. Victoria, since half-time, well on top, a brilliant third quarter with 10 goals won. Darren Williams coming right into the game as he brings it to half-forward, and that's a good mark to Victoria, I would think. No, the umpire deliberating that they both had a hold of that one. Now, who's that at the base of the pack? It's Greg Healy was the man appealing for it. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, the umpire said it was a dead heat. And I think he may have been just about right. He was behind there, though, so he didn't have a good view of it, but it would have been a very difficult one to call.
Greg Healy in after it again. The umpires have been excellent. Umpires Rich and the Tasmanian umpires have been excellent too. Dawson. I think it's Graham Dawson. The ball is at half-forward. It's a free kick going to McPherson in that pack. He's been an excellent player, Steve McPherson. A lot of poise and class. McPherson towards centre wing. Armstrong. Quick hand passes with Maple. Maple onto the left foot. Down towards half forward. The mark has been taken by Martin. It's one of the few times he's outmarked McCarthy. Wind. Looking for McGuinness. He's got help from Hannah. Hannah back to Wind. Further afield to McGuinness. This is beautiful running football to Healy. Healy just dummies the hand pass, then goes short to half forward. He's found a man there in Darren Williams.
Victorian player put down behind play then after getting rid of a hand pass back on half-back flank. Darren Williams kicks for goal way off the side of the boot. Forward pocket, Salmon can't take the mark. Paul Salmon has kicked 6 for the match, and it's Jim Wind who doesn't look too good at all. Looks very groggy. Salmon, 3 in the second quarter and 3 in the third. Here's Roos again, couldn't get boot to ball. Williams tries to keep the ball in play, but it goes through for a behind.
Yes, and that's Jimmy Wind. He's not too happy with the attention he received after he got rid of that hand pass.
Scott Wade. And here goes Alexander for Tasmania. Running it up towards the wing. Martin gets back after it. Caught by Plain. Kerrison applies a tackle. Umpire letting things go. And now he comes in and will ball it up. When you're at the cricket and you can see the lights on the scoreboard shining, you know the umpire's got a fair chance of giving the appeal against the light. Well, the lights on this scoreboard here are shining like Luna Park. McCarthy. Back he goes with the hand pass to Fletcher. High to the goal square. It's bounced through for a goal. No, touched.
A little bit of heavy work in that ruck duel. Hoyer was pulling Deer down, dragged him to the ground, and the umpire didn't pay the free kick.
Well, he's been dragged down a couple of times today. Now that's in the back, going to Healy. He couldn't argue with that one. Ben Buckley. Healy, been a pretty good player today too. He's gone wide to Gavin Krasiska. Oh, good play. Off to Ayres. Ayres has led the side brilliantly today. Towards half forward. That's a mark. The big arms of Stuart Lowe. He's gone short to Hannah. Be another goal coming up here to the Vicks. Hannah from 40 metres, high and long and straight through the middle for another one to Victoria.
To play the game, you've got to be fast. To survive, you'd better be ready to fight. So don't tell yourself this is only a game. There are no rules. This is war. Rob Lowe has one burning ambition: to win. But it comes at a price. Fight back. Or put his dreams on ice. Patrick Swayze, the battle-scarred veteran who takes a kid and turns him into a hero. A movie about young love, young hopes, and winning. Youngblood, Wednesday on 7.
Still just over 5 minutes left. Clean possession to Deere. Through Healy it goes to Ayres. Puts the hand pass out wide to Mick Dwyer. Dwyer to half forward to his St Kilda teammate Stuart Lowe. Under pressure from Shanahan, and the ball goes out for a throw-in. Michael Roberts on Jimmy Wine.
Yeah, Jimmy Wine came off. He looked very pale in the face, suffered a bad knock, and he's got slight concussion.
Well, it's just as well they've gone in with squads of 22 today, because they've been going down like 9 pins.
I think some of those players will be glad to get off. There's Doug Hawkins on screen, Jim Wine, Calvin Moore in the background, the former Hawthorn champion fullback. There's Atkins giving that hand pass in. It's a free kick to Colin Alexander. Let me look out in that ground. This is about half back, although it's hard to see, I must say. Well, lucky we've got the monitor. This is Mullane taking the mark halfway between the centre and half forward. He's gone wide. Hannah, another mark, and could be another goal coming up too. He's only 40 metres out. No, he unselfishly has gone short, and he's found Scott McIver closer to goal, and Scott McIver will kick from 30 metres.
And usually a pretty reliable kick too, Scott McIver. Spent most of the afternoon on the bench.
McIver now with the Brisbane Bears, of course, from directly in front. Kicks slightly to the left. And in fact, Bernie Quinlan has put the moz on him.
Yeah, always happens, doesn't it?
You were his kicking coach at Fitzroy for a while, weren't you, Bernie?
No, I was after, he was, when was it? No, he was gone by the time I took that over, Pete.
Phoebe kicks in. Mark taken by Wade. Well, he'd be lucky to pick out a forward making any movement. Almost plain. Armstrong loses control. Hacked off the ground by Alexander. Oh, Martin clean ball by that. Barwick. Off the ground by Mullane. Nearly got the Tasmanian player's head as well. Kerrison across the half-back line. Bit of space out here for Dwyer, who's had a bit of a training run to picnic in this last quarter. Dwyer looks for support at centre half forward. Williams takes the mark about 44 metres from goal. Darren Williams, he was looking for the pass, but I think options closed. He might be going for goal. Now he goes for the short pass and finds Lowe. Or was it Salmon? No, it is Paul Salmon who comes up with it. He's looking for his first goal of this quarter and 7th for the match. But a better performance by Tasmania today in state matches down here. Well, the last 4 state matches down here, Victoria have won by 109, 47, 115 and 98 points. So the state of origin format has certainly levelled things up a bit. But even so, the margin 50 points in favour of Victoria, who led by just 1 at half-time. Salmon, beautiful kick, number 7.
Each of these people have a major facial disfigurement, but a spare parts breakthrough has brought them new life.
Thousands of people the world over will benefit.
They built a power station on the beautiful Danube River.
A new concrete Danube.
But Hungary's communist government underestimated a massive environmental movement. And as the river dies, the people rise in anger.
It will endanger the drinking water supply and the forest.
Be captivated by this special report on Beyond 2000, Tuesday.
Well, look at the lights. And that's how dark it is here. And I don't know how the players can see their teammates to deliver the ball. There's Deere tapping it out to his Hawthorn teammate in Gary Ayres, trying to crash his way through. Clever hand pass to Healy. Great tackle put on Healy. Allows Scott Wade, with just under 2 minutes of play left. He's gone wide. Stephen Phoebe. Hand pass in turn comes out to Fletcher. Fletcher looking for a forward. The mark has dropped, not surprisingly. This man played very, very well, Lambert, in the first half, till he was interchanged. Scott McIver, Greg Deere. Beautiful teamwork, Victoria. This is running football at its best. Williams to McIver. McIver, the short pass is on, and he brings it down now. Is that a mark? It is. To Tasmania, Alistair Lynch.
She'd go quick if you were given out at cricket like that, wouldn't you? Lynch short of centre wing. Oh dear, hasn't stopped trying all day. A manful performance. Away to Dwyer. To the forward line, Salmon sandwiched. Comes off hands and a shot for goal here by Newport, and he's kicked it.
Yes, it's a good goal to Steve Newport on the left foot, doing the roving well after Salmon was in the contest, but the conditions very difficult now. There's Mick Dwyer, who's played a good game for Victoria. And Newport doing the roving. Two Tasmanian players up trying to spoil Paul Salmon again, and always an opportunity there to for the running players to swoop in and kick a goal.
In this quarter, Victoria have kicked 8 goals 2 to 2-5, so it means since half-time, Victoria have kicked 18 goals 3 after leading by just a point at the long break. McIver to Dwyer. Dwyer must have had about 12 kicks this quarter. Up to full forward, and a good defensive mark taken by Minton Connell.
Yeah, he and Shanahan look like twins. Minton Connell wide to Golding. No, that's not Golding for Tasmania. In fact, that was Chris Bond, little rover. To centre wing goes number 12. See, there is Philip Nicholson. Still on centre wing. This time it's Scott Wade. Oh, clever play. Has gone short, and he's found a teammate there in Steve McPherson down from the back line. McPherson, with 20 seconds of play left, will kick from about 45 metres. Steve McPherson. Oh, he's gone short. A dangerous one. Over the back. A chance for Fletcher. Has he got time on the left foot? He pops it through for a goal.
And Fletcher, who started off the game very well, went out of it in that third quarter. And there's a siren to finish the game.
So Victoria 25-13, 163, defeating Tasmania 15-17, 107. 18 goals 3 Victoria after half-time. They finished up winners by 57 points after leading by just 1 at half-time. And I can promise you this match is finished in the absolute dark. Some of the patrons will want their money back because they'll probably reckon they've only seen 3/4 of the game. Now, South Australian football being played today. And 3/4 time scores over there. West Torrens, easy leaders over Sturt. Central Districts top the century against, rather Norwood top the century against Central Districts. And Glenelg clear leaders over West Adelaide at 3/4 time. And Woodville thrashing South Adelaide in the 4 matches being played in the South Australian Football League today. So a big win for Victoria. They've completed the double, having defeated South Australia at the MCG yesterday and beating Tasmania today by 57 points at North Hobart Oval. It was a real contest for the first half, and Tasmania had the lead many times during that first half. Victoria led by just a point at half-time, but at 10 goals 1 in the third quarter really wrapped it up. And there's Mark Browning, the former Sydney Swan, who's a coach down here in Tasmania. He's looking around to see his family, I suppose. Wouldn't be able to see them if they were 10 metres away. Paul Salmon signs autographs after kicking 7 goals and leading the goal kicking. Gary Ayres, the skipper, kicked a magnificent 4 goals in the third quarter. And the honour of Victoria has been restored this weekend in the double against South Australia and Tasmania. Hope you enjoyed it.
Next, the Layla Brothers, followed by 7 Nightly News. Tonight at 7:30, be watching the show that's making Melbourne a safer place. 23 criminals caught out of 23 shows to air. Don't miss Australia's Most Wanted, tonight, 7:30 on 7. This has been a 7 Sport presentation for the Australian Television Network. The 1989 VFL Premiership season was proudly brought to you by Holden, makers of Commodore Car of the Year, Gillette, the best a man can get, CUB, one of the world's great brewers, BP, On the Move, and State Bank. We never forget it's your money.